What is going on? Jets, Broncos. I don't know who did that X. That wasn't me. See what's going on in the chat, guys. Got this Ravens game on. Well, I'm watching Red Zone right now till the Jets game starts. Looks like the Falcons are going to try to kick a field goal to win. Let's see what happens. Fish, what's up? Yeah, I've been waiting. I got two Broncos fans in the chat. No Jets fans to be found. Loco Monkey and XR are both Broncos fans. Let's see, man. Let's see what's going to happen. I'm hoping Zach Wilson has a monster game. I'm counting on that. Counting on that. I can't believe what happened in this Pittsburgh game, by the way. As you can see above, we have a live counter for which team deserves the tension this week, and a team will get the tension other than Vegas. So so the rules are this: if a team gets more than 10 votes, then they will be entered. I'm assuming the Patriots and the Giants are going to be locks for this. So I put them up already. Rhett, what's going on? Rhett's wondering if I'm going to send Loco to the Shadow Realm again today. Well, Loco is a Broncos fan, so it is very possible. It's very possible. Loco says, I hope Denver can find their D. I hope not. It would figure this would be the game that they did find their D, right? All of a sudden they would turn it around against the Jets. That has happened. Well, as a Jet fan, I can say that things like that have happened my entire life. And Atlanta kicks the ball. They're going to win this game against Houston. That's disappointing. Houston surprised me this year, man. And I can't believe CJ Stroud. Arthur Smith looks like a mailman that would be on like a kid show, like Pee-wee's Playhouse or something with that mustache. All right, let's go. I got this Jets Broncos game up. Let's go. Let's see what's up. Rhett, finally a W, yeah. And Kyle Pitts, hey, they finally found Kyle Pitts. 7 receptions for 80-something yards. That's what I need Kyle Pitts to do as a Kyle Pitts owner in fantasy. I absolutely need more games like that. So congratulations to you, Rhett. Let's talk a little bit about this Jets-Broncos game. I have a feeling this is going to be a big Breece Hall game. I think Breece Hall is going to run all over the place. And that's all I'm going to say. I don't know what to expect from Zach Wilson. I think Zach Wilson will do well, especially after what he did in that KC game. This is going to be interesting to see if he actually did turn a corner. And I know it's Denver's defense, but we saw Justin Fields go off against Denver's D, and then he carried it over until next week. So, Andrew, yes, Steelers beat the Ravens. I saw that. Lamar with the fumble towards the end of the game. That's disappointing. I'm assuming we're going to get some people coming in saying they want to see the Ravens in detention because of that. So, fantasy owners are going to be pissed after that Bears game. Look, I said I'm not starting DJ Moore. I needed to see more from him. I needed to see more from Moore. But hey, it's fantasy football. I don't have a future telling device or a crystal ball or anything like that. So I can just tell you what I would do, and then you go based on whatever it is you would like to do at that point. Ravens need attention for keeping Carolina employed. Shane, that's going to be 1 vote for the Ravens right now. When you get 10 votes, when a team gets 10 votes, they will be thrown up on the screen there where you see the Patriots and the Giants, which I'm assuming the Patriots and the Giants are absolutely going to be locks for this. Cliff, what's up? Good to see you in the chat, my friend. Fish, I got $20 for Russell, 0 interceptions. Well, no DJ Reed tonight. So perhaps just don't throw to Sauce Gardner. Don't throw Sauce's way. Let's see. Ravens have 1 vote. Okay. Got nicknames for your trio on Thursdays. Well, give them to me, man. Let's see. Justin, yeah, man. Was it Bill or is it Mac, though? Because Mac does not look good. I think it was First Take this week. They were talking about would you trade Mac Jones if the Jets called you up and said we'll give you Zach Wilson for Mac Jones right now? or I'm sorry, if the Patriots called the Jets and said, we'll give you Mac Jones for Zach Wilson right now, would the Jets say yes? I don't think so. I don't think so, especially not after that Zach Wilson game we saw. And if he balls out again today, I definitely don't think we're going to see that. Well, we're not going to see it, but I don't think the Jets would make that deal. So wait till Thursday, right? All right. I will wait till Thursday for those nicknames. So yeah, I don't know, man. Brett, that reminds me, Rich, you got your calendar marked for the 3rd of December. What's the 3rd of December? Is that what is the 3rd of December? I don't know what that is offhand. Please let me know. My brain's not working. I get very nervous before Jet games. So you guys are going to have to walk me through this. I do have my green tea, though. So this is going to light me up. Kenny Pickett had a pretty good game. I don't think Kenny Pickett is a bad quarterback. I do think Matt Canada is a bad offensive coordinator, but Kenny Pickett, I think, could be okay if they do the right thing, do something right for him. Take a look at December 3rd. What you mean the schedule? Let's see. Jason Perry, bear down. Man, the Bears look like they are figuring it out. So, Jason, are you upset? Like, did you want Caleb Williams, or are you okay with Justin Fields? And the correct answer to that is probably going to be if Justin Fields keeps playing like this, I'm fine with Justin Fields. But he has a perfect quarterback rating when he throws to DJ Moore. So let's see, December 3rd. Let's see what's up. I don't want to give you guys too much dead air here. I have something very, very special for you guys too if I have to run and take a break in between one of these games. I'm going live tonight too. So Jason answered the Justin Fields question. Oh, no, wait. That's, yeah, Lions 42, Panthers 24. Let's go with Jason's. I'm okay with Justin. I'm behind Justin all the way. I like to hear that, man. I think Justin Fields is a good quarterback. I don't think he is as bad as people were making him out to be. If you look what he did last year, I mean, it was pretty much the same thing. First couple of games, he, didn't look good, wasn't putting up fantasy points. We'll use that as a barometer. Yeah, Jets Falcons, December 3rd. All right, Rhett, get ready, because we are going to crush Atlanta. Desmond, I feel bad for Desmond Ritter that game. I feel bad for Desmond Ritter most games. The tinkle timer, you're not going to have to do that, though, Rhett. I am going to take care of that. I'm going to take care of that for you. Out of curiosity, how many points per game are the Jets scoring with Hackett? Let's take a look, Loco. How many points per game? So they 22, 10, 10, and 20. So what is that? Looks like an average of 12 to 15 points per game. I'm not going to do the math right now, but Chris Harkins, do I think Nathaniel can hack it? I do not have any issues whatsoever with the game he called last week for Zach Wilson. I have no issues with it. I actually think he called a smart game. He didn't do anything too conservative. He was letting him throw, which was surprising to me. I thought they were going to try to hide him, but they didn't do that. So I have zero issue with Nathaniel Hackett right now. Is he going to? I think him opening this is the one thing that has just been playing in my head. You're not expected to win that Chiefs game, right? So you go in with nothing to lose. So you can unleash Zach, do whatever you want, and nobody expects you to win that game. So, but with this game, I think everyone's expecting the Jets to win. Not only win, I think they're expecting Zach Wilson to ball out, especially after what we saw Justin Fields do. So does that play into Nathaniel Hackett's head a little bit? And does that force him to do things that he might not ordinarily do? So, that's the one thing that concerns me. The Jets coming off a good game also always concerns me, because I've gotten excited about this team so many times coming off a week where I'm like, oh, okay, they look good. And then the following week, they just look horrible. And I can't tell you how many times that's happened. It's kind of like what the Bills are doing right now. Like I thought the Bills were going to destroy the Jaguars today after what they did to Miami. But they came out and they looked pretty bad. I mean, they started to pull it together towards the end, but they did not look great. Justin, until we win, I'm not watching the Patriots play. You have to watch them, Justin. That's the part of being a football fan is you have to go through this torture. You know how many times I did not want to watch the Jets play, and I just sat there and just stared at the screen. And, oh my God, that whole Adam Gase final year was torture. And then you start the one good thing about having a team that's bad is there's hope because, a lot of good quarterbacks coming out in this draft. That's what I was telling Giants fans. A lot of good quarterbacks coming out in this draft. So you could be excited about who they could possibly get there. Some franchise quarterbacks coming out, you think. So we'll see. We'll see. Rhett, also, buddy, you said you were depressed last week. You good? Did I say I was depressed? Was I depressed? I don't know. If it was about the Jets, I don't carry this stuff with me over through my regular day to day. I can push it out of my mind pretty fast, and then I just think about what's coming up. And so I don't go around like a monster, just hating everything because the Jets lost. Rhett, all right, I want to talk about. I think you're a little younger than I am, so your whole life is much shorter than my whole life, but I've seen the Falcons at least be in 2 Super Bowls. I've seen them go to 2 Super Bowls. I have not seen the Jets at least go to a Super Bowl. I've seen 2 AFC championship games. 3 AFC championship games. And they lost. They were supposed to they were Super Bowl favorites under Parcells the year Testaverde went down with the Achilles. This year they were talking about perhaps I think they were one of the top 5 to 8 teams that people were picking to go to the Super Bowl. And look, Kansas City doesn't look like Kansas City anymore to me. So I think this would be the year for the Jets to do that under Rodgers. Who knows? Look, I'm going to take it one step at a time. Zach Wilson plays well. Cool, man. Cool. Rhett, 28-3 from a Patriots fan. There you go. That hurts though. The 28-3 hurts because you're sitting there thinking, oh my God, my team's going to win the Super Bowl right now. We're going to be Tom Brady. We're going to win the Super Bowl. And then to see that, yeah, that's pain. That's pain. But at least you had that build up to get there. I was so happy when the Jets at least made it to those AFC championship games, man. That was awesome. I remember specifically the Denver game with Elway. And if I remember correctly, it was a long time ago, but if I remember correctly, there was talk of Elway not coming back that year. Maybe, I don't know if it was from him or just people, how they discuss things in the offseason, right? So Elway in the offseason, there's talk about him not coming back. There's talk about the Jets being the favorite to reach the Super Bowl, perhaps even win the Super Bowl under Parcells. And then Elway comes back. And I think the Jets were winning 10-0 at halftime. And I remember just sitting there. I was with a bunch of people. I was with a Broncos fan at the time who was just driving me crazy when the Broncos started coming back. But I just remember telling him, I don't feel good about this. John Elway, you go into a game, you go into halftime with only a 10-point lead against John Elway. You're not safe. You go into halftime with a 20-point lead against John Elway, you're not safe. It's the same thing with Mahomes now. Mahomes he doesn't have the receivers to do it like he used to do it with Tyreek, but he makes things happen with his legs. Nick Wright brought up a very good point. Mahomes, for a quarterback that's not considered a scrambler, is there any other quarterback in the league in a 3rd and 18 situation that you would want scrambling to get you the first down? Mahomes knows exactly when to run and how far he has to go, and he always does that. And we can talk about the whole ref situation too, but I'm not going to complain about the refs. It is a little suspect, though, that we always have this conversation with the Chiefs, just like we used to always have it with the Patriots. I'm just saying it's a little suspect. Rhett, you quit Instagram today. What did Instagram do to you to make you quit, man? Why? Tell me. I will go talk to Instagram. I've seen the Bears go to 2 Super Bowls. Jason, I'm assuming 85, man. 85 was phenomenal. I remember that. I remember seeing that game, them beating the Patriots. Tony Eason? It was Tony Eason. John Stevens was the running back, I believe. Irving Fryer was the receiver. Andre Tippett was the big-time linebacker they had. But the Bears were a force that year, man. The Bears were exactly just like they were just insane. Chris Harkins, so you're the reason Atlanta is cursed. Rhett is absolutely the reason Atlanta is cursed. Instagram tried to cancel you over transphobic posts. Well, I need a little context to take a side there, but I do think. I mean, I've gotten there were a couple times on TikTok. I posted a video and it would roll out so nicely, and then all of a sudden I'd see the rollout was stopped and it would be some violation for hate speech. So then I had to, you know, try to fight it somehow. But by then I would always win because I'm not saying anything, I'm making fun of football teams. I'm not saying anything that's bad. So I would always dispute it, and then I would get the video posted again. But by that point, the rollout was done because things weren't relevant at that point. So it was a little crazy. Chris, Steelers winning today is all that matters to me right now. Well, the Jets winning today would be all that matters to me too. I'm not doing well in fantasy. I went up against a team that just had a ridiculous roster. I also have Keenan Allen, Justin Herbert out. I can't remember Tampa Bay's running back. Rashad White, he's out. So I just have a bunch of scrubs in right now. Jason, you were really harsh on my Bears for the first 4 weeks. That is not me. That is the teacher. The teacher is the one who goes harsh on them. But I'll tell you what, he is fair. If the team starts turning it around, he will recognize that. But when they are playing poorly, he will also go at them, and he'll go at them hard. So Jordan Rowe, go Broncos. Can I get a Jets fan in here? I have 3 Broncos fans in here, not a single Jets fan. That's insane. Right. Without going into great detail, I was ranting why the trans should be kicked out. Well, I mean, kicked out. I don't know what to tell you about that, Red. I mean, you probably should have known better than to put an opinion out there because you're not really allowed to have opinions. Chris Harkins, I benched Zach Moss today because I thought Josh Jacobs was going to have a big day. Yeah, Josh Jacobs has not done much whatsoever. So they are playing Green Bay tomorrow night. I might go live for that game. I really hope Vegas wins that game because Packers fans have been ridiculous. They've been horrible. Jason, our own fans were harsh on our team. Yeah, and they should have been because your defense looked horrible. The offense looked horrible. You did look like a team that might not win any games. So, who can blame them? Kevin Deems, congratulations. He's a Steelers fan. Congratulations on the Steelers win. That was very nice. Kenny Pickett did not look bad. Lamar Jackson looked pretty bad. So congratulations on that. There's Zach Wilson. First career game with 2+ passing touchdowns. First Kansas City. Denver's got the throwbacks on. Well, the white helmet. They never had a white helmet, but all right, interesting. So excited about this. Just popped in the Grassi stream and people are already making fun of us, so I'm back here. Yeah. Well, I will not make fun of the Patriots. So, I mean, I need to see what happens here before I can make fun of other teams. I can't wait for Broncos fans to count down the play clock for Hackett. That I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. They're not going to need to because Hackett knows what he's doing. So, penny kick it. Yeah. Penny kick it indeed. All right, guys, we are getting ready for this Jets Broncos game. This is going to be a lot of fun. I hope. I'm not by halftime. I hope I'm not ready to just turn it off and walk away. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. But man, Jason Perry, I met a guy who used to play for the Jets a couple years ago. Do you remember who it was? What Jets have I met in my lifetime? I saw Chad Pennington at a restaurant, Citricos at Disney, the Grand Floridian, and he was sitting there, not too far from me. That was the thing is he was like with his family at a restaurant, so I was like, I'm not going to be the guy that goes over and starts talking to him. But there was a point when his family left, and I guess he was waiting for the check, and he was just kind of sitting there staring at the space, and I thought about going over to him, but I don't like approaching people. I really don't. I don't like approaching people in restaurants, especially. Right, I made you two crack up calling Brian so pale. I think it's the lighting he uses. I don't know if he's that pale in real life. Justin Grassi is streaming with Perna, who's a Broncos fan, and Perna was making fun of us. Why is Perna making fun of the Patriots? What does he have against the Patriots? I mean, the Patriots don't look good, but the Broncos haven't looked good either. Loco, they counted down for Hackett last year. No, I know. I remember that. I remember they counted down for Hackett last year. But I'm saying I don't. They might do it to troll him. I don't think they're going to do it. The 1-3 Jets versus the 1-3 Broncos. Wow. I really wish this was a home game for New York, but don't know what to expect, guys. Don't know what to expect. I think the Jets are going to win, but I don't know. I don't know. I can't say I have a lot of faith in this team coming off a good game. We said that before. Jason, you can't remember his name? Oh, you said he was sitting there. He works as a social worker in Richmond, Virginia. There's Nathaniel Hackett right there. Does not look nervous to me, so that's good. And look, if Zach Wilson doesn't play well, maybe Matt Ryan will come down and take a couple snaps for us. That'd be interesting. So what Zach Wilson this season, 58.5% completion percentage, 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Russell Wilson completed 75% of his passes last week against Chicago. All right. All right. Rich gets the W today for being married to the goddess. She will join the live stream at some point, I'm sure, to troll me, especially if the Jets start losing. But thank you. She is absolutely a goddess. She is. When I first met her, I was like, wow, this girl's really attractive. But it was when we started talking, we became friends, that I was like, okay, because she's incredibly smart, smartest person I know. And very funny, sarcastic. So she's the total package, like Lex Luger. Ender Stein, thank you so much for the super chat. If the Raiders beat the Packers, are they immune to detention for 1 week and Washington takes their place for losing to a winless team? Ender, that is a good question. I would think if the Raiders beat the Packers, they would be immune to detention because the Packers fans have been so ridiculous to the teacher in NFL high school. But I can't make the call. We're gonna have to check in with him, but I would think that is a real possibility. I would think that's a real possibility because Packers fans have been horrible, man. They have been horrible. Wayne, who am I picking tonight? I am picking. Thank you for the super chat, by the way, Under. I am picking the San Francisco 49ers. Now, Zach Wilson is under center. Gives the ball to Breece Hall, who gets stopped at the line of scrimmage, loses about a yard or two. These Broncos uniforms look nice, man. I love white helmets. Absolutely love white helmets. SG, everything's going to be okay. You are in the right place. Everything's going to be fine. Do not get crazy. Don't take it with you. Just let it out as it happens. Let all your anger out, and then just move on to next week because it's not worth it. Zach Wilson's in the shotgun. He takes the snap, and he gets sacked. Okay. Well, this doesn't look good so far. Son of a... So that's 2, SG. That's 2 for the Ravens then. So SG, I don't know if you were here, but we are. There will be a team that will join Vegas in detention if Vegas doesn't beat the Packers, and you need 10 votes to be added there. Right now, we have the Patriots and the Giants, who are. I'm not even. I mean, they just looked so bad that I'm just putting them up there. But the Ravens have 2 votes. If we get 10 votes for the Ravens, they will be in the mix, and they will perhaps got back to the original line of scrimmage. Is that where we got? Past the Michael Carter. 3 and out for the Jets. Surprise, surprise. Still have yet to score points in the first quarter of the season. Are you kidding me? Chris, how's Nathaniel Demarest today? For those who do not know, Nathaniel Demarest is the teacher in NFL high school, and he is, I'm sure he's fine. I'm assuming he's watching the games, taking notes, and utterly disgusted by what he saw from teams like the Ravens, the Patriots, the Giants. Panthers fans have been coming out in force, demanding they get detention. Oh, fumble. He lost the football. He absolutely lost the football. Marvin Mims botched the kickoff. I love Marvin Mims. I love him even more now. How about Anthony Richardson getting hurt, guys? Oh, that's terrible, man. That he's got to learn that he needs to become a pocket passer quickly and use his rushing ability to sparingly, because you get beat up quickly in this league. Adam Thielen had himself a game. Awesome. Let's get some points in the first quarter here, man. Do we have any Jets fans in the chat? Loco, those unis are clean. Huge fan of the white hats. Yeah, I like those. I really like those. At least if you're going to lose, go out looking good, you know? Don't you dare try to defend Vegas for detentions. They know what they did. I am a neutral party. So when it comes to detentions and all that, I have no say. Did I defend Vegas? I might have defended Vegas. I feel bad for them sometimes. I think it's a little out of line if they get that many detentions. What image is reversed, Cliff? Wilson back to pass over the middle, and that is to Alan Lazard. Nice pass. All right. Is there a reversed image on the screen? Because Cliff just said something about a reversed image, so I don't know if one of my images are reversed on the screen. Everything looks fine to me, but sometimes they like to mess with me and reverse something on the screen. Riley, I like the Jets more than the Broncos, but neither of them are my team. Well, today you will be a Jets fan. If you're in this chat, Riley, you are a Jets fan. Handoff to Brees Hall, who gets about 3 yards up the middle. Oh, okay. All right, yeah. So Pats and Giants are up there. So the actual image is fine. Okay. There we go. That's right. Brought to you. So the good people at Silver Shamrock were kind enough to sponsor this stream, so I figured I would throw their logo up there. It's a good company. Nice Irish run company. Zach Wilson under center. He takes the ball looking. Oh, over the middle. Oh, my God. How often do you see Garrett Wilson not catch a pass off his hands? He should have had that. I like the way Zach Wilson went through his progressions there, though. Ender, thank you so much for the super chat. Jerry doesn't, I think. I mean, the Cowboys deserve attention. We'll see what the Cowboys do tonight. And if Cowboys fans come in and demand the Cowboys get attention, that's the thing is the fan base has to demand the detention. If they demand detentions, then those teams will get detention. So that's so far we've only got 2 votes for the Ravens. So the Patriots false start, of course, on the Jets. That's okay though. That's fine. Loco says, "What is Silver Shamrock?" And then Red says, "Oh, Loco." Yeah. Taps, I'm going to have to ask you to Google Silver Shamrock because, oh, you know what? Actually, one of the things, if you stay tuned and I happen to go take a pee break, you might learn what Silver Shamrock is in one of these live streams. So I am teeing up the pee break. The pee break is going to be epic from here on out. And it's because I care about you guys. I want you guys to be entertained. Wilson, that was a bad pass. 4th and goal. All right, well, 3 is better than 0, right? I learned that in math class. Yeah, Rhett, you and Loco need to sit down for a few hours because it will take a long time to discuss what Silver Shamrock is. Underrated movie, man. Underrated movie. It was man. Takedo Luna's in the chat. He is a Raiders fan. Let's see if Greg the Leg puts this through. Yeah, Taps, my stream is a few seconds behind. I think in New Mexico they have faster streaming than we do down here in Florida. Jets are up 3-zip. I've got to change the graphic. And you guys remember me doing that last week. Nothing but the best here. 3-zip. Very happy about that. So my take on Zach Wilson in the first quarter so far is looks like he looks more confident back there, like he did in the Kansas City game. So I'll take that as a positive. And that's really all I can say right now. That last pass attempt wasn't good, but, how about CJ Stroud, by the way? I was just going to say, well, you can't expect every pass to be complete, but man, CJ Stroud, God, I remember at one point last year, I wanted the Jets to tank and draft CJ Stroud. And then I was like, well, whatever, because we don't know if CJ Stroud's even going to be any good. And my Lord, is he ever good? So we got a 3-0 game here. I'm going to put the Ravens on the screen, I think. I'm going to put the Raiders on the screen because they got 2 votes. Giants and Patriots have 0 votes so far. CJ finally looked human today, but he did not turn the ball over, which is a big deal. Did not turn the ball over. And as a rookie, that's phenomenal. So looking human is fine for him. Because, and that's another thing, is he's not turning the ball over. He's also not checking the down. Like, he's not just hitting checkdowns. He's throwing for 300 yards. So that is, I mean, we've never seen that. We have never seen a quarterback do what he's doing, and that's notable. So I'm going to get the Ravens up here because you know what? After that performance, they do deserve to be up here, and they got 2 votes so far. So that's what we're going to do. So let me just size that. This is what happens when you don't have a producer. You have to do all these little things yourself, but I enjoy doing this by myself. Disappointing that the Jets only got 3 out of that. That was a gimme, but whatever. Whatever, we'll take it. We'll take it as it comes. So the Ravens have 2 votes, and let's share that. And the Isaiah Pacheco gets in the end zone. Man, I really hope the Vikings beat Kansas City today. Oh, there was a flag? No, it's an Isaiah Pacheco touchdown. Really hope the Vikings. I'm a Vikings fan today too because I really want them to beat the Chiefs. I want everybody to beat the Chiefs now after that nonsense that occurred last week with the refs. Let's see if Russ can cook. Russ throws it out to Judy. Yeah, he gets about a gain of 1. Let me fix this here. So Jaleel McLaughlin is going to get the ball out today. Let's see what he does. He's a little guy, but pretty explosive, man. I liked what I saw from him last week. So now we've got, so far the Ravens are winning the detention. McLaughlin, 1 yard out of the backfield. I think the Jets have more offensive yardage than the Broncos right now, Loco. And that's the thing is Bryce Hall, man. I do not like Bryce Hall. I like Breece Hall. Don't like Bryce Hall. I don't trust Bryce Hall out there with DJ Reed out. So that could be they can just pick on him all day and it'll be fine. It's surprising because I was excited about him early on in his career. Get Ross. Come on, man. Are you serious? You're going to let Russell Wilson run? Jesus Christ. Detroit. Loco. Detroit's looking really good this year. Yes, they are. We were on them last year, Loco, if you remember. And that turned out to be, I don't want to say it was it didn't really come to fruition, but it they are what I thought they would be. And somebody's got to do something because Hutchinson gets held on virtually every play. McLaughlin gets about a yard. SG Rich, can you give us Bryce Hall then? Anyone's better than Brandon. I'm not going to say the M word, Stevens. And I'm only not going to say it because who knows how YouTube would feel if I said that word. No, I think we'll stick with him. But I don't really like him. I don't really like them. Yeah, Loco, you were defending your life. You were fighting for your life defending the Lions last season. Is that McLaughlin? McLaughlin takes off. Yep, he goes downfield. Of course. Oh, look at this. Of course, we're the team that's going to make the Denver offense look phenomenal. Thank God for Jordan Whitehead. Thank God for Jordan Whitehead. Oh, Rhett's saying, oh, come on, Rich. Even midgets say it. Oh, I just said it. So there you go. Oh, McLaughlin. This, for people talk about this defense being good, and I am so hesitant all the time to agree with that. I'll see little Samaje Perine. I'll see little glimpses from time to time, but for the most part, I just don't think they're as good as they should be with the talent they have. And when you have a defensive head coach, they should be better than advertised. So it's just insane. Adam Troutman with a penalty. All right, good job. Ender with the $10 super chat. Thank you so much. As a Packers fan, I think it would be funny if the Lions got a Super Bowl because it would mean the Vikings will be the only team in the North to not have one. Ender S. You're a Packers fan, man, and I have not been too happy with Packers fans this year just because of the way they've been. Oh, is that intercepted? And there's a flag against the Jets, of course. Of course, on Bryce Hall right on cue. Ender, as a Packers fan, it would be. I'm going to bring up your super chat one more time. As a Packers fan, I think it would be funny if the Lions got a Super Bowl because it would mean the Vikings would be the only team north to not have one. So you must, if so, that is the team that you hate the most in the NFC North. CJ Mosley, thank you for being you again. Robert Saleh shaking his head in disgust. Are the Packers are the Vikings the team that you hate most in the North? If Green Bay, if you had to root for a team in the North to win other than Green Bay, what team would that be? That's an interesting question. If you had to, you could only root for one other team. Let's say the Packers are out of it. Somebody says, I'm going to give you $1 million to root for a team. They have to be from the North. You can't root for the Packers. Who would that team be? McLaughlin with a bobbly catch. He's going to get in the end zone. Of course he is. Yeah, and this Jets defense is just falling all over the place. They look like... And look at this. The Denver Broncos are winning 7-3. Now I got to friggin' update this thing again because the Broncos are... You know what? I am taking that little X off the Broncos' face because the Jets don't deserve for me to X out the Broncos right now. You don't deserve it. Least they could do is miss the extra point, but no, they'll get it. Splits it. Look at that. So let's see. Let's see if the Jets can not go 3 and out here. That'd be awesome, right? I mean, it's the least you could do is not go 3 and out for NFL offense. Oh, good God. It's going to be a long friggin' day. Now I got to update this stupid score. So the Broncos don't have an X over their face anymore. Because the Jets have to earn that. I decided the Jets have to earn the X over the Broncos' face. I might put an X over the Jets' face. So, Ender, I feel like the Lions worked really hard. Plus, I love an underdog story. Well, that's fair. You see, I like fans like you because you can root for your team and have as much devotion to your team as you want. But I like when people are honest about football. Like I'm very honest about. I love the Jets, and if there was one team in that division that I hate right now, it's probably the Bills. It used to be the Patriots. Right now, it's probably the Bills. But looking at the Bills, they for some reason they don't play well against Zach Wilson, but for some reason our defense has Josh Allen's number. I do not feel good going into a Bills game. So, I think they're a very talented team, and I think they can knock you out. The Bills are like Mike Tyson. Colin Cowherd said that. That's not my thing, but I happen to agree with it. They're like Mike Tyson. They can knock you out, but you can also out finesse them. But I appreciate honesty. I like when fans are honest. Speaking of someone who's not honest, Takeda Luna, does Rush have more touchdowns this year than Bathrooms? I don't think so. I don't think he'll ever have as many touchdowns as Bathrooms. The reason I said Takedo's not honest is because he will not admit that he is a closet Matthew Stafford lover. Will not say that. The Jets have a face. The logo is the face. It's always going to be the face. So I'm going to put an X over the Jets' face if they don't get their crap together. We got a Red Queen comment here. Rhett, you didn't over the Red Queen last week, Rich Swifty. I think so. I didn't what over the Red Queen? I'm sorry, man. I lose track of. No, I lose track of where the conversations are going because I go back and forth so much. But the Red Queen is Jessica Simpson was the first one to to do this, by the way, to show up at games, and she didn't get this much love. So that's Takeda Mike Tyson. The Bills are more like Butterbean than Tyson. Maybe. How many wins did you guys see that Jackass movie where Butterbean was it Johnny Knoxville that he hit? I think he fought Johnny Knoxville in like a mall. Zach Wilson back to pass. Gets it out to Breece Hall. There we go. There you go, Breece. First down. Very nice. Very nice. Eric Douglas with an interesting comment here. The Texans are going to be scary in a couple of years. I totally agree. I think they could be scary by year's end. I think they're scary. They are not an easy out, man. They're absolutely not an easy out. So the Texans, they seem well coached. You have a quarterback. CJ Stroud is going to be a thing. Like this is not a fluke. He's going to be a thing. He's going to be a long-term quarterback. Breece Hall again up the middle. That's about 8 yards. He's going to be a thing. They have a nice receiving core, good offensive line. And when you have these pieces on offense like that, and you have a defensive mind like DeMeco Ryans, I like that. People think you need an offensive-minded head coach with a young quarterback, but that's another thing. Is CJ Stroud is doing this without an offensive head coach, so it's phenomenal. I think you guys are in for a good. That's another pitch out to Breece Hall. He got about 2 yards on that. I think you guys are in for quite a ride, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be fun to watch. And I'm not a Texans fan, obviously, but it's going to be fun to watch. Ender, thank you again for the super chat, man. I really appreciate that. I'll be honest, I don't think this year is the Packers' year. We lost everyone good and are in a state of rebuilding. I would be happy just getting a winning record. I think, I looked at their schedule, and I think you will end up with a winning record. Now, I am still not sold on Jordan Love. 3rd and 1 for the Jets. I'm going to get right back to you, Ender. It's a flag. Was that a false start? Probably. Yeah, of course, it's a false start. I'm not sold on Jordan Love just yet. I think Jordan Love starts slow and he starts to come along as the game goes on. I don't think he's bad. Mekhi Becton. Thank you, Mekhi. Son of a. But I'm not sold on him. I don't think he is the. You had Favre and Rodgers. I don't think he's going to be the next big name. When I look at Jordan Love, I think of Dak Prescott, but not quite as good as Dak Prescott. And I don't think Dak Prescott's very good. For being in the league as long as he's been, Jordan Love, I think, nice catch by Breece Hall. Was that Breece Hall or was Michael Carter? There we go. Another 4th down, another punt. Awesome. Oh, thank you, Mekhi Becton. But anyway, I think Jordan Love is a lesser Dak Prescott. Now, can he become more? Maybe, but again, he's been in the league for a while. He played behind Rodgers for a while. So I think we pretty much know what he is right now. Um, so let's say Green Bay goes on a losing streak and one of these other quarterbacks are available. I don't think they would take him. But again, they didn't seem nice punt, beautiful. But again, they didn't seem like they were completely sold on Jordan Love either, because they didn't want to commit to him. I think they wanted to see how this year went. So they're keeping their options open in terms of the quarterback. But how do you feel about Jordan Love? Do you think Jordan Love's the guy? Do you feel confident with Jordan Love as the quarterback, or would you rather them perhaps draft another quarterback at some point? Red, I do need my meds again, man. That's right. Javante's college teammate was Michael Carter. That is right. At North Carolina. Right. There is another Michael Carter with the Jets. Michael Carter the second. He is a defensive back. That's a kind of why Rich talks about Dak, but he won't say the same about Crapford. Crapford has a Super Bowl ring, so Dak does not. Dak hasn't seen a Super Bowl. I think Stafford is a better quarterback than Dak. If I had a choice between, if they could give us, somebody could give us either Dak or Stafford on the Jets, I would be happier with Stafford, to be honest. But we're not. I mean, I wouldn't say that they're ridiculously far apart, but I do think that Stafford is perhaps a step. There's like that top 10 conversation, and then there's a handful of guys that are outside the top 10. I think Stafford's in that, and then you have like the Kirk Cousins. Derek Carr used to be in that conversation. I don't know if he's in that conversation anymore. But like, Dak Prescott, then you have like the Jimmy Garoppolos of the world, like those guys. I think Stafford is a step above those guys, not a giant step, but. And Rhett says, "Frick you, Rich. You mind frick me with Khalil Herbert? Got me thinking he's a mashup like Jackson Mahomes." I started Khalil Herbert this week, man. Started Khalil Herbert this week, and he kind of screwed me too. Takedo, I like Jordan. He's going to have a better plan record than Justin Herbert. Are you saying that the Packers are going to have a better record than the Chargers? Maybe, but Justin Herbert is light years ahead of Jordan Love in terms of the type of quarterback he is. All right, so the Jets need a turnover here because this game could get out of control very fast. And as Russell Wilson is in the end zone, he's got plenty of time. Oh, let's get a. That's a safety. That's got to be a safety. Yes. There's a flag. That's got to be a safety. Intentional grounding. Is that what they were? Yes, intentional grounding. Jets 2 safeties in 2 weeks. Once the Jets get a safety, that means they are on track to come back, just like we saw last week. 7-5. Jets had a 2-run single. All right. So let's update this. All right, so now the offense really has to step up and just get first downs, please. Could we? You think we can do that? I can't believe Sean Payton. Oh my God, who does he look like to me? He looks like Jason Voorhees without the mask on. Like, did you ever see Jason Voorhees without the mask on? Especially early Jason Voorhees. That's like Sean Payton. I feel like if Jason Voorhees became an adult and didn't have such a messed up face because he's like a monster, I guess he's like a dead monster. That's what that you would have Sean Payton. That's what Sean Payton looks like to me. Zach Ertz with a 4-yard touchdown reception, and SG called that out in the chat. I just saw it come across the bottom there. So let's update the score. Not going to lie, I'm pretty excited about this Cowboys game tonight. I want to see what happens. So that's the live counter. The Jets, I'm sorry, so far the Ravens are getting the tension. And I'm giving the Giants and the Patriots 1 vote each because they played so poorly. Zach Wilson, back to pass. There's a flag, of course. It's going to be holding again. This offensive line, man. What is it going to be? Yeah, of course. Oh, so that's the Nick Bawden, the fullback. Awesome. Could we not hold? Also, trivia, Kane Hodder was also in Monster Into. Kane Hodder was the best Jason Voorhees. The way he would do, if you watch Jason X, the little intricate things he would do as Jason Voorhees were phenomenal. There was a point in Jason X, and I will always remember this, and this will make me love Kane Hodder forever, where, Zach Wilson's got some pressure behind him. Oh, God, he should have just ran. Nick Benito. Anyway, Jason Voorhees stood there, and Jason X, he stood there on the ship, and he just took this breath. He was like, he did that and started marching down the corridor. And I thought that was phenomenal. Jason Voorhees will always be Kane Hodder in my mind. 2nd and 21. This is typical Jets football. Beautiful. Oh, my God. Now Lazard doesn't come up with that catch. Hit him in the hands. So now this is the thing. It's like I don't think Zach Wilson looks particularly good right now, but they are good. So the narrative is going to be, well, guys dropped the ball, which, okay. Oh, the offensive line didn't do him. Oh, okay. But he still has to make things happen on his own. We can't always just blame everything else, especially with the track record he has. If he didn't have that track record, I could see that argument. This offensive line's giving him no time. Jesus Christ. And the ball's loose. Oh my God, Ender! Thank you so much. Another super chat. Love has potential. I won't count him out, but I also won't say he's the guy. I just don't know. All I can see is that he has potential to be a good quarterback. That's fair. He does have potential. I'll say this: he can play quarterback in this league. We know that he can be a quarterback in this league. Will he be a good quarterback? Is the thing. I think he is a decent quarterback. But is he a franchise guy? I mean, he's not Daniel Jones, But I think the Packers have been Jets get a decent bounce. I think the Packers have been so blessed with quarterbacks. I think those, right now those days are over. So you've got some rough days ahead, I believe, as a Packers fan. Legit, okay, so the teacher picked the Packers to win 5 games, which looking at their schedule now and seeing how they're playing, not that they're lighting the world up, but I do think we're looking at an 8-win season for the Packers right now. That's what I would say after looking at the schedule. Maybe now if they surpass that, let me look at the schedule, their remaining schedule right now, and we'll see. So I'm going to look at the Packers' remaining schedule and see what I think they're going to do. So, okay, right now the Packers are 2-2. Probably should have lost that Saints game. So they should be 1-3, but all right. I'm thinking they're going to beat the Raiders. We'll see what the Broncos do today. So I'll give them a win against the Raiders and the Broncos. I don't think they'll beat the Vikings. Kind of don't think they'll beat the Rams. The way the Steelers played today, the Chargers, I don't think they'll beat the Lions. Probably beat the Giants. Probably beat the Panthers. So, yeah, I give them about another 4 wins. So that's about a 7-win season. I don't know that they'll beat the Bears at the end of the season with the way the Bears are playing. If I had to guess right now, I would say yes, especially after week 1. But if the Bears keep putting it together, they might not. And the Packers have had trouble running the ball, So that's another hindrance. Logo, fun fact, I'm 1,200 feet higher than Denver. Oh, this is a great question by Rhett. What is my favorite kill in horror movie history? Oh, my God. I'm probably going to say something and then go back on it and think of something else. My favorite kill in horror movie history. I have to think about this for a moment. Definitely have to think about this for a moment. Let me get back to this question, Rhett. I have to think about that. Wayne has a nice comment here. Hotter is to Jason what England is to Freddie. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I think. Fitzu, Kane was best in Jason Takes Manhattan when he took all those punches on the roof. Yes, the boxer taking some shots at him. That is very true. Favorite kill in a horror movie, man. It might be, and I didn't want to say this. Was this McLaughlin again? Oh, it's P. Ryan. Yeah, okay. We're just gonna, yeah, okay. Let's not stop these little, whatever. I mean, Robert Saleh as a defensive mastermind. You're supposed to know how to defend this, especially against an offense that's been bad. So I didn't want to say this was my favorite kill, but I think it is, and it might sound obvious, but when Michael Myers put the knife through the guy and hung him up he grabbed him by the throat in the first Halloween in the kitchen, and then just put the knife through him, and he just hung there, and then he just stared at him for a moment. I thought that was really cool. That's probably my favorite kill because that's the first thing that comes to mind when I think of horror kills. I'll think of something else though because I feel like that's kind of an obvious one. The axe in The Shining when what was his name? I can't remember. The Doc. No, Doc is the kid, not Doc. Man, I forgot the caretaker's name. Not the caretaker. The guy in The Shining who could shine, who could talk to Doc. When he came back, Russell Wilson scrambling, he's just going to pick up yardage, and the Jets. It looks like the Jets don't have a defense on the field. So anyway, when he shows up and you're thinking like he's at the hotel now, so he's going to save them or he's going to do something. And he just takes an axe to the chest when Jack Torrance comes out and he screams and just puts the axe in his chest. I'm laughing at somebody getting an axe to the chest, but this is fake. It's not real. That's a pretty cool kill. I thought that was a cool kill. It was just basic, but like I don't. That walk down the hallway was it was just so much buildup there. He's just saying hello, hello, and it's this big, scary hotel. It's dark. It's this echoey hallway. There's a crazy guy in there. He's walking around with an axe, and this guy has no clue. I think that's a pretty cool kill because of the lead up. Brad Dourif is to Chucky. Yes, That is absolutely Chucky's voice. Mark Hamill's Chucky in the remake sounded like the Joker to me. And I always thought Brad Dourif would be a pretty cool Joker, like a live action Joker when he was younger. Like if you saw him in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, the way his hair was, to me in that movie, he could have been, he didn't act like the Joker, but the look, he had the overall look, and he has the acting chops to be the Joker. So I thought he would have been an awesome Joker. And then of course, my God, the guy who played the Green Goblin, I can't remember his name. Oh, Willem Dafoe would have been an incredible Joker too. But now he's kind of old to be the Joker. But they have the anti-aging technology now, right? And Russell Wilson could just run wherever he wants today. Look at this. There he goes. Russell Wilson looking like Randall Cunningham out there today. Awesome. Wayne Finicum, I love the Hellraiser movies too. And Phantasms, yes. The Hellraiser movies were phenomenal. For what they had to work with back in the day in terms of special effects technology, I think they did an incredible job. Such a cool concept, Hellraiser. It was a really cool concept. Phantasm too. I recently watched the first Phantasm. I didn't really like the follow-ups too much. I thought they were just okay. I mean, for Phantasm movies, like, you know, they're fun. But that first Phantasm movie, the idea of this funeral home having all this weird, nefarious stuff going on. The scene that really got me when I was a kid was the tall man pulling the coffin out of the car. That was really cool. And then the kid cuts off his fingers with the door, and then it saves one of the fingers, and it turns into that crazy fly. Do you remember that? That was, I mean, the special effects were horrible. That movie was, I mean, I won't say it was a great movie, but for the time, it was really cool. It's got a nice cult following too. But yeah, I enjoyed Phantasm. Never got to see Phantasm. Red. Yeah, it's worth a watch, man. It's a fun horror movie. It's not, the horror movies really scare you anymore. It's probably not going to scare you. But I saw on TikTok, somebody mentioned a horror movie called Bedridden, which I got to check out. I haven't checked it out, but they're saying it's a really good haunted house movie. And they said it was actually frightening. So that's a movie I have to check out, but it's called Bedridden. So if you want to watch a horror movie, check out Bedridden. Let me know how it is. I'm probably going to end up seeing it before Halloween. Oh, we got the new Frasier show coming on, which I'm absolutely going to watch because I love Frasier. The old Frasier show is awesome. Ender, who do I think will be the last undefeated team? I think the Eagles. I think the Eagles are going to be the last undefeated team. The teacher had the Eagles winning 15 games. I'm on board with that. I think the Eagles look ridiculously. Bob, yes, that was his name, Bob. Pinning him to the wall. That was, yeah, that's probably my favorite kill. Yes, Wayne, explaining to someone who doesn't know Phantasm. I think that, well, was that Rhett? Rhett said he never saw it. I don't know if he doesn't know about Phantasm, but yeah, that little sphere. They flip it to Jerry Judy, who just, I mean, like, he hasn't got anything, but they're not tackling him in the backfield when they should have. But there was that scene where the sphere went into the head of someone in the funeral home, and it just started spewing blood, and the blood was so red. It was just like this bright red blood. Jack Torrance, yes. Dick Halloran was his name. That's who it was. That was the guy who took the axe to the chest in The Shining. That's probably, yeah, that's definitely one of my favorite kills. I got to think of other favorite kills. If you guys have any favorite kills, throw them in the chat. Is this P. Ryan up the middle? This game's going to get out of hand quick. That's really unfortunate. Rhett says we need Willem as the Joker. I think now we're kind of past that point. I don't think he still played pretty good Green Goblin though. But then, the problem with that anti-aging technology, if that's what it's called, or de-aging technology, I think it's called, is I don't know if you saw the last Indiana Jones, which I don't recommend. I didn't think it was a good movie, but they did that de-aging thing to Harrison Ford, and he looked good. I mean, for what it, I mean, there are a couple areas where it almost looks like it's animated, but he looks good, but he still has the old man voice. And Russell Wilson gets taken down. All right, good. 3rd and goal. Going to hold them to 3. I'm assuming they're going to get 3, so I'm going to update this. But he still has like the old man voice, which doesn't work with the young man face. So I don't know how they could fix that because, can you really change his voice? Can you make his voice sound younger? I don't think so. I mean, you never know, though. The way they do things now, it's probably possible. I'm sure somebody's working on it as we speak. But his voice just didn't match up. Voice didn't match up. Did not like that part of the movie. The movie wasn't very good, though. There was one really cool part of the movie. I don't want to give out any spoilers, but I mean, it's probably not like you're going to go watch it anyway. There was one cool aspect of the movie towards the end when like they went somewhere, we'll say, somewhere you wouldn't think they were going to go. I thought that was pretty cool, but I do think they kind of dropped the ball on that. It started out pretty cool, and then it didn't really manifest into anything. So 10-5, if the Jets give up 20 points, they're getting an X over their face, Takaido. Yes, I said face. We got a Travis Kelce commercial. Surprise, surprise. Why do I have to see Kansas City Chiefs in every commercial? I mean, come on. I don't see one commercial with a Jet in it. There's got to be an Aaron Rodgers commercial. When the Jets play, they should just feed Aaron Rodgers commercials down our throat. I'll be honest, I'm getting pretty sick of Travis Kelce. Did you guys see Aaron Rodgers called him Mr. Pfizer on McAfee? He's such a dick. I love it. Ender says, I hope the 49ers and Eagles stay undefeated till December 3rd when they play each other. That'd be interesting. That'd be really cool. Yeah, the Niners are another team that, look, the Niners are way more buttoned up than the Eagles. That I'll say. They are way more buttoned up than the Eagles. So they could perhaps be there because I don't see. I mean, I don't know who they're going to lose to. They're going to have to come out and play a bad game or be outplayed by somebody. But saying that, they'll probably lose to the Cowboys tonight, which I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're going to see what we typically see from the Cowboys when they roll a bad team, and they're going to come out and get rolled by a good team. I think that's what we're going to see. Oh, Rhett, yes, I remember Pumpkinhead. That was that's one of the. Do you guys remember Wishmaster, by the way? Wishmaster was it's another underrated movie. And fun fact about Wishmaster, Kane Hodder had a cameo in it. I can't remember the guy who played Candyman. Robert Englund had a cameo in it. Just these little quick cameos. But Wishmaster was good. Wishmaster is one of the probably one of my favorite horror movies. I like. There was a point when I was younger when I would watch. I would watch these movies over and over and over again. And Wishmaster was one of the movies that I watched over and over and over again. Aaron Joseph just got done working a shift at Guitar Center. I got my Purdy jersey on. Go Niners. Hey, could you get me a deal on a guitar? I got my my Epiphone Les Paul hanging right next to me. You guys want me to play something for you? But there was a nice one. It was like a purple Starburst that I wanted to get. I just haven't gotten it, but yeah, it's hanging right next to me. I got my amp there too. If you guys want me to play something, that might not sound good though through the mic. But yeah, you join us for the live stream tonight for the Niners. Breece Hall, finally, big run by Breece Hall. Nice. That's what the Jets need. Takaido, my favorite kill was the Dolphins versus the Broncos. That was a good one. Oh, right. This was that would that was really cool. The cop being turned into a human jack-o'-lantern in Halloween 2018. That also happened in Terrifier. Have you guys seen Terrifier? Pretty brutal movie. Um, it's a fun horror movie. It is like a kind of a gross out movie. I don't want to say gross out movie, but it is gory. It's pretty gory. But he does the same thing to the pizzeria owner in Terrifier. He turns his head into a jack o' lantern. So Terrifier was. I don't think that was that 2018. I think they came out the same year. So I don't think one stole it from the other. I just think they both had the same idea. But Halloween 2018, I thought was pretty good. It had potential. Halloween Kills, was that the second one? I thought was kind of bad. I didn't like where they went with it. On a Brees Hall up the middle. Well, kicked it to the outside a little bit, then went up the middle. Brees Hall, that was about a 15-yard gain, I think. Just keep feeding Brees, man, at this point. But yeah, the what was I talking? Oh, Halloween Kill. And Halloween Ends was not even. Don't even watch that movie. That movie was so bad. It was unbelievably bad. That was. I have never turned a Halloween movie off, and I've seen all of them. And some of the ones after Halloween 3, I thought were fun for Halloween movies. Like, there's only so much you can do with those movies after a while. Zach Wilson runs up the middle. Okay, beautiful. I always say up the middle, but it's not really up the middle. But those movies were pretty cool. Uh, they were fun. I mean, there's not much you can do. I was the one with Busta Rhymes where they kind of had the live stream in the house. I don't know if you remember that. That wasn't that great. H2O was okay. And then the follow up to that was okay. I hated the Rob Zombie Halloween movies. So, okay, yeah, the Rob Zombie Halloween movies I stopped watching. I watched half of the first one. I was very excited about that one because I actually liked House of a Thousand Corpses. House of a Thousand Corpses I thought was cool. Dalvin Cook getting some positive yardage. Surprise, surprise. I thought House of a Thousand Corpses was an interesting movie. I thought it was. I don't want to say unique because it was kind of Texas Chainsaw Massacre-y in a way, but I like the whole Dr. Satan thing that they did, and that whole aspect of it. I thought it was cool. But then I don't know what they were thinking with the Devil's Rejects. That was just it felt like it made no sense as a follow-up to that movie. Nicole Monique, Nun 2 is streaming now. Looking forward to checking that out. Yeah, I kind of want to see that too. Brees Hall up the middle. He actually ran up the middle that time, gained about 4. Cooper Kupp has 6 receptions for 95 yards already, and they're beating Philly. Wow. Tutu Atwell has a reception, and Puka Nacua has a reception. Arizona is beating Cincinnati. That does not surprise me at all. But yeah, the Nun 2 is something that I want to check out. The Conjuring I thought was pretty cool. What was the man? I can't remember. Brees Hall goes up the middle again, gets a first down. Let's just keep doing this. Rich, be happy you're not watching the Chiefs game. Yeah, I don't even know what's happening in the Chiefs game right now. Wayne, Santa Sleigh was cool and funny. Did you guys see Krampus? If you type in Krampus, a bunch of movies are going to come up, but this was the most recent Krampus movie. I don't remember the guy's name who was in it. The woman that played Jean Grey in X-Men was it that way? Was that Jean Grey? No, I can't remember. I'm getting my actors and actresses mixed up. But Krampus was actually a very cool movie, and I like the scenery in that. I like the setting of it. Thought that was a cool movie. I haven't seen Santa's Sleigh. I have to check that out. Cliff, get Bill Skarsgård for the Joker. Man nails the crazy clown vibe. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I'll be honest with you. I would not mind that whatsoever. I'm so looking forward to this James Gunn DC extended universe. I have total faith he's going to nail it. He's he's going to nail the continuity. Dalvin Cook kicks it to the outside, gains about 2 yards, and he looked like he was going to take off and then went nowhere. Loco, Trick or Treat is one of my favorites. Yeah, Trick or Treat is so that's kind of, I guess you could consider that an anthology movie, I guess, because it follows separate storylines, but it all kind of ties into each other. That movie, and again, it's a fun movie because visually it's beautiful. Um, you know, the stories were, there was nothing, crazy about the story. They weren't bad stories. The Garrett Wilson overthrown in the end zone. The story, I think the story with the school bus was really cool. They were kind of cool stories. They weren't bad stories. So, but yeah, Trick or Treat is pretty cool, and Sam is a pretty cool character too, man. Nicole says the Cowgirls will self-destruct. I think they will. I think um, when they play these good teams, they have trouble. They have trouble. Is this going to be an 8-10 game, Greg DeLeg? Let's hope so. There we go. 10-8. Guys, nobody's telling me what teams they want to see in detention. I'm a little disappointed. So far, it's the Ravens. And there's Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes in the same commercial now. Awesome. I get to see this. It's so obvious that the NFL and all of the corporate oligarchs of the world are pulling for the Chiefs. I mean, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but that's totally what's happening. All right, we got to update this. So I'm very happy. I'm very happy I'm going live again tonight for this Cowboys game. I think I've mentioned that. But I'm going to try to make these doing 2 to 3 games a day. I'm going to try to make that a thing if I can. Put Josh Allen in detention. I should put him in detention, but I want him to play bad. I want him to play poorly. I'm not the one that actually puts people in detention, so. Loco, you should do a Chiefs commercial counter. That's not a bad idea. I might have to do that. Enter says Washington should be in detention for losing 40 to a winless team, followed by 40 apologies on the back 40 pages. So I'm going to put Washington up there. Pet Cemetery Bloodlines. Okay. I want to actually see that because I think it follows a story that wasn't in the actual Pet Cemetery movie, but was in the book. And that is the story of Judd Crandall. It was kind of a chilling story. If you ever read the Pet Cemetery book, which was better than the movie, there was a pretty cool side story in there, and I think that's what Bloodlines follows. And if that's the case, that's going to be interesting. The show and Aaron Rodgers hurts my heart. I think he needs to keep my coach's names out of his mouth. Yes, he absolutely does. Absolutely does. Aaron Joseph, I don't think this movie is technically a horror movie, but it has horror elements. The 2001 movie Frailty is my all-time favorite. Frailty, that was with Bill Paxton, right? Is that, do I have that right? Yeah, if it's the movie I'm thinking of, that did have something of a horror vibe, but it wasn't really a horror. Wasn't really a horror movie, I guess, but it did have kind of a horror vibe. Ender, yes, Pet Sematary is Stephen King. Pet Sematary, the book, is one of my favorite books. The book was pretty cool, and actually, I did enjoy the movie, but it doesn't do the book justice. But the movie wasn't bad. The movie was not bad. Is Zombieland horror? I would say it's horror comedy. I wouldn't say it's just full blown horror. Um, I think too comedic. I would probably say comedic horror, yes. Which you know what? It's such a. I think it's such an underrated movie, and no one ever agrees with me when I mention this movie. But I thought Blair Witch 2: Book of Shadows was a really good horror movie. I thought it was really good. It was something about the way a witch can manipulate you without you even really knowing what's going on. It to me is terrifying. It just messes with your head. So that's one thing I am absolutely horrified by is witches, horror like fairy tale witches, and like they just scare me. That's one thing I'm scared of. That and the Denver Broncos right now. Tell me what is this flag now? Oh yeah, of course. CJ Mosley again. Idiot. Vikings fake punt. Oh, really? What's the score of the Vikings game? I have to wait for it to come up here. Rhett says, don't remind me of Pet Cemetery. That movie is the sole reason I always keep my ankles covered. Oh yeah. Yes, that little slash to the Achilles. Hmm. Man, I feel that just talking about it. The Jets commit 4 penalties on average per game. Wow. Wow. Loco says Rich should turn these episodes into a podcast. Maybe I should. Maybe I should just start a horror channel because I'm talking more horror than I am football because there's really nothing to see here. Nice tackle in the backfield. Quincy Williams. Beautiful. Now flag comes in. Awesome. Oh, good God. Sloppy as all hell. That's right. It's penalty after penalty, man, on both sides of the ball. This is too many men on the field. Oh, so now we don't know how many men are supposed to be on the field. Great job of coaching, Robert Saleh. Excellent job. Devin A. Chain, I'm going to say A. Chain, 11 rushes for 151 yards and a touchdown. Unbelievable. Wayne, An American Haunting is supposed to be based on a true story that happened in Adams, Tennessee. That's one I haven't seen, An American Haunting. I have not seen that. So Philly ties the game at halftime. Okay. I thought it was pretty cool. Not one of my favorite movies. Also, not one of my favorite books. Surprisingly, um, there were aspects of the book that I liked. I thought it was way too long. There were just parts of the book that I thought were unnecessary. What's cool about the book is it does actually tell you what the clown is in a roundabout way. It gives you in a roundabout way. It gives you some background on the clown, on the creature. Um, so I that's one of my favorite parts of the book. But the movie, I could take it or leave it. I saw both parts once. I don't feel the need to see them again. Like there are movies that I will watch over and over again, especially around Halloween, and that's not one of them. If it happens to be on, I'll be like, okay. Watch along with other content, pretty entertaining, kind of like Bill Burr. That is high praise, local man. I love Bill Burr. I'm gonna try to get him on the show one day. Wayne, it's a really older horror comedy, but have you ever seen Student Bodies? I know of Student Bodies. I've never seen it though. Um, I've never seen Student Bodies, but I'm gonna have to maybe check some of these out. McLaughlin breaks free again. This guy's like 5'2", and nobody can seem to take him. Ender Pennywise still terrifies me. You know, so Ender, have you seen Terrifier? Because I think that clown is actually disturbing to look at. Pennywise never really scared me. I guess I was never really scared of clowns. Um, so I know when Pennywise, people started learning about Pennywise, and then there was like the Tim Curry Pennywise. People were freaked out by that, but clowns never scared me. It's something about Art the Clown and Terrifier. Just the look on his face is a little unnerving. Like if I walked down the street and happened to see him and Pennywise standing next to each other, I'm keeping my eyes on him. I'm just like, that guy, not that I would trust Pennywise, but I would trust him less. Aaron Joseph, I'll say it because you mentioned it earlier. I enjoyed Indiana Jones 5. Wasn't great, but I had fun and it turned off my brain. The CGI looked all right until he started moving a ton. Yeah, you're right. That was the other problem is when he moved, he was still moving kind of like an old guy. It was kind of a fun movie. Like I didn't. I don't want to say I hated it, but it's a movie. I don't feel like Last Crusade. I'll watch again. I'll watch Last Crusade. I'll watch Temple of Doom. I didn't love Raiders. I thought Raiders was a great movie. I mean, I'm not going to say Raiders of the Lost Ark wasn't a great movie, but it wasn't my favorite of the Indiana Jones series. I liked, for me, it would be Last Crusade and Temple of Doom in that order, and then Raiders, and then the other two. It was, I'll tell you, 5 was better than 4. 4 was ridiculous. Rhett says, have you seen Willy's Wonderland? I don't know what that is. Loco, feed the man. Yeah. This is. Oh, Ender, the Evil Dead. Yes. I don't know when the last time was that you watched the original Evil Dead, but it is, I mean, it's pretty bad. The story, is good. I'm not saying anything about the story, but just the look of it and the special effects. It's just, I mean, it's got a cool feel though. It's got a cool feel, but it was pretty bad. The last Evil Dead movie I thought was actually really good. Evil Dead Rise. I'm looking forward to what they're doing. I like the idea of there being more than one Necronomicon. So there are 3 Necronomicons from what I understand that we learned of in Army of Darkness. So Ash stumbled upon the other 2 Necronomicons and was just kind of like, are you kidding me? There's more of these. And so now that's what is happening with this new series. From what I understand, that's what they're trying to move forward with. Is you had the Necronomicon that was that there are 3 Necronomicons, so they can really be anywhere out there. So they can kind of do whatever they want with this. It doesn't have to just be them hanging out in a cabin. People hanging out in a cabin, they find a Necronomicon. They found this one in a house, an apartment building. But I thought that was really well done. I'm going to write that down because I want to watch that again. Evil Dead Rise. So Evil Dead 1, Evil Dead 2 was the theory about but between Evil Dead 1 and Evil Dead 2, the original ones, is that Ash was launched into a parallel universe because at the end of 1 he just kind of like is like screaming or whatever and you don't know what happens. And then Evil Dead 2 picks up with him driving with his girlfriend to the cabin. So it was, I think, technically what they wanted to do was make just a remake of the first one with a bigger budget. And then, they didn't have as many characters in it. But so now the theory goes, well, he was launched into a kind of a parallel timeline when that happened, which is when we got Evil Dead 2. And then, everything just kind of moved forward from there. So, Takeda, where'd you get that soup bowl you're drinking from? That I love big mugs, man. I think I've told you guys that. I am a big fan of the big mug. I don't remember where I got it. I think my father-in-law actually got it for me for Christmas because he enjoys the big mug as well. And I bought him big mugs and he's bought me big mugs. Rhett says, my best friend on Facebook just got done with Terrifier. Did they like Terrifier? Gacy vibes? I don't know about that. I mean, because he kind of feels like a supernatural. He's obviously a supernatural character. I don't want to give anything away for anybody that hasn't seen it. So, Loco says the Dahmer miniseries was pretty damn good. I haven't watched that. So I'm not really into like serial killer stuff, like real life murders and stuff like that. And I don't, that stuff depresses me, man. I don't like watching it. I feel like it just puts me in a weird headspace of, I want to put on some like Kevlar and go out and just save people when I see stuff like that. So it's not for me. But like they have those stories on. My mom used to watch a lot of that. I guess it was before Lifetime. My mom used to watch a lot of that horror, not horror, but she used to watch. That's the thing. She hated horror. She didn't want to watch horror, but she would watch these stories about these people getting like just murdered and kidnapped and all this. And I was like, this is stuff that really happened. How does this not disturb you, but Freddy Krueger disturbs you? Like he's not real. Freddy Krueger is not real, as far as I know. But what a great idea, right? To scare the hell out of people by basically saying, if you fall asleep, this dude's going to get you. But you have to fall asleep at some point. That was just a brilliant idea. Oh, man, I lost the... Wait a minute. No. It should be 13. What happened? I guess I didn't save it. Hold on. I thought I saved it. But that stuff I just never understood why she could watch that, but I'd be like, let's put on Halloween. And she would say no. Oh, that's scary. Right. This should be an update to the score. There we go. I hope my voice lasts tonight. Oh, come on with this. I'm just hitting buttons now. Vikings lead, touchdown Jordan Addison, awesome. Devil's Rejects should have been last in the series. Ender, I did not like Devil's Rejects at all. I just didn't understand. And again, Rob Zombie's Halloween movies, I watched I think I watched 15 to 20 minutes of the first one and I was like, I'm out. I can't with this. And that's surprising because this is how badly I wanted to see that movie. I didn't see it in the theater when it came out. I don't remember why I didn't see it in the theater, but I think there was something going on in my life at the time where I just couldn't get out. I just didn't have the time. So when it came out on DVD, this was like before streaming, right? Was really is what it is today. So it came out on DVD. I pre-ordered it so it would get to my house the first day, and I popped it in, and I was just like, "What am I watching? What did he do? Why did he do this?" It was just stupid. It's just really stupid. Right, I'll always kick myself for not finishing Psycho. Psycho, the original Psycho that was a great movie. That's one I've seen time and time again. Minute 48, maybe the Jets can get downfield. Right? Loco, you benched Addison this week? Wayne, Critters. I was never a Critters fan, man. I remember, do you remember Ghoulies? I saw Ghoulies when I came out. That wasn't a good movie, but I was pretty young at the time, and my dad was like, okay, we'll go see that. Wasn't a fan of that though. I mean, at the time I liked it, but that's not something that I've seen in a long time. What is, I'm trying to think, Fright Night. Fright Night, the original Fright Night, I thought was pretty cool. Sorry, Rich, but then we ain't gonna get along. Serial killers are your specialty. That's cool, man. You can like serial. I know a lot of people that like serial killers. They're just kind of like obsessed with these stories. I'm just not. I'm not down with them. Oh, there we go. Nice pass to Garrett Wilson. All right, Zach, let's go. Loco, I don't know how to pronounce that either. I want to say I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. I don't know how to pronounce. I can get my wife in here and ask her how to pronounce it. La Reina. Ender, somebody has to. Well, yeah, you nominated Washington, right? Yeah, you're right. I forgot to put Washington up there. I'll get it up there. Zach with a deep ball to Garrett Wilson, but it's out of bounds. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to get Washington up there. So Max Mitchell's in at right tackle, and he's getting beat. So that's fantastic. Where is Washington's logo? I know I have it here somewhere. There it is. So Washington has a vote. You got to get some points on the board here. I mean, we can't just sit here and not score because you're not going to win a football game if you don't score. That's the way it goes. Okay. He almost wants to escape the pocket, they're saying. I think he should escape the pocket if he can. Over the middle. All right, so they're in field goal range. Is that Michael Carter to the 40? Elijah Vera Tucker's hurt. That's so. I mean, this is just this is typical of New York Jets football. I don't know why I torture myself with this. There we go. Washington is up there now. So we've got 2 votes for the Ravens, 1 vote for Washington, and a vote each for the Patriots and the New York Giants. I would think the Giants would be leading this, or the Patriots. Their Friday night was chill. To Cataluna, they said it all white, didn't they? La Llorona. How's that? Is that white enough for you? Kelsey's hurt? Oh, you kidding me, man. I traded Sam Laporta for Travis Kelsey, so naturally he's hurt. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That was another one that I was never really into, but they did at Halloween Horror Nights, they did Killer Clowns. CJ Uzama. That's the first down. They had Killer Clowns at Halloween Horror Nights, and that was pretty cool. Like they had them walking around in those legit costumes. I think they had a Killer Clown's house one year. But yeah, that was more like horror comedy. I mean, that's kind of like, remember Attack of the Killer Tomatoes? That's like a deep cut. That's old. It was just like, you know. Kaito says, can we vote for Kelsey to shave that embarrassing mustache off? I was an advocate of that last week. We've got another State Farm commercial. Oh, God. Unbelievable. Right, your phone's gonna die real quick. Though we talked about you with the extension cord, right? Like you need that long cable so that your phone doesn't die. No timeouts. 2nd and 2. Oh, good God. Zach Wilson and shotgun. Can we score a touchdown here, please? The sideline is Lazard in. Nice catch, Lazard. All right. 15 seconds. Oh, God, this is going to drive me crazy. Wayne, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Somebody said camp is good. And camp can be good. Can also be very bad. And there 1 vote for the team that scored 0. 1 vote for the team that lost to Miami. 2 votes for bad plays. Yeah. One vote for the team who let a winless team score 40 on them. I mean, the Jets might have to go up there if they don't win this game. Oh, that was a terrible decision. Are you serious? Oh my God, if they don't get this off, oh my God, they're not going to get it off. Wow. Wow. Hold on. Atrocious. Absolutely embarrassing. So this is what we're doing now. Absolutely embarrassing. Are you kidding me? You can't get the throw the ball out of bounds instead of throwing it like you really need to get 5 more yards? Stupid. Unbelievably stupid. All right. So I'm back on the this kid's got to go bandwagon, because how do you do that? How the hell do you do that? Yeah. Now you get an X over your face. You do something stupid like that. Unbelievable. I can't believe. Oh my God. SG, I wouldn't say that's Hackett's fault. That was on Zach Wilson for throwing that pass. You have to either throw that pass out of bounds or just throw an incompletion. Throw it towards the end zone, throw it to the back of the end zone, do what you have to do. You don't throw it when you have no timeouts to try to get 5 more yards when there's a chip shot field goal on the, like, you have a chip shot field goal anyway. What good is that 5 yards going to do you? You throw the ball out of bounds. Stupid play that is on no one else but him. No one else but him. That wasn't on Hackett. Loco's having too much fun. Yeah, Rhett, we might have to send Loco to the Shadow Realm again if he's having this much fun. Takedo says the Jets will still win. Well, that doesn't make me feel too good, Takedo, because I feel like you're trolling me right now. No, they're not. They're not. They're not going to win. I can tell already with the way this game's going, they're not going to win. It would be so unlike the Jets, considering all of the Sean Payton nonsense that happened, for them to lose this game. It would just be typical Jets. After looking the way they did against Kansas City, and I said this last week, you come into a game that you should be dominating because every other team comes in and just looks spectacular against the Broncos, and you can't look good. Can't look remotely good. You have to get points on a safety. Oh, my God. And she's pissed off. You hear her? She started Garrett Wilson today. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Aaron Joseph, I got it. What if the Jets traded for Jimmy G and had his perfectly cut and gorgeous jawline lead the Jets to a solid 9-8, 10-7 record with his Jimmy Gimme checkdowns? At this point, I don't even want to trade for anybody. And I mean, you wouldn't be able to trade for Jimmy G, and I don't even know if that was a serious question. So I'm going to answer it as if it was. Do you hear the pain in my voice? I need some more tea. Trading for Jimmy G, trading for anybody, Kirk Cousins, like 9-7. I mean, 9-8, 10-7. What good does that do you? Like, just let Zach Wilson play the rest of the season at this point. Like, Robert Saleh tried to convince us, the fans, that they had confidence in him. And after seeing what I saw last week, I was thinking, okay, maybe he knew something we didn't. Maybe they saw stuff in practice. But I don't get it. I don't get how your defense, too, Mr. Defensive Genius, Can't stop this offense. It's unbelievable. The Jets are going to have Jets might get detention. I'm gonna have to contact Demarest and see if they get see if they should get detention. Skato says, I say the Jets tank, take Caleb Williams, sit behind Rodgers. So I would love that. I would absolutely love to take a Drake May or a Caleb Williams and have him sit behind Rodgers for a year or two. I would be on board with that. But the problem is they're not going to tank. It's so hard to tank. You can't convince players to tank. Like, some of them might not even be. What do they care? You know, they don't care about the future of the team. They care about right now. But that would be spectacular. I also feel like with the way this regime does things, they're so stubborn. I feel like if they had an opportunity to grab one of those quarterbacks, they would trade out of that spot and draft another offensive lineman that can't play. Because Mekhi Becton can. AVT and Tippmann play well. So, but tanking for Caleb that's not an option. You just let Zach play the rest of the season and see where it takes you. So then by the end of this year, we know, okay, he can either play or he can't play. Because that whole plan that they have for Aaron to groom him, and then in a couple of years he takes over, doesn't look like that. He has flashes where he looks pretty good. Few and far between. I mean, last week was one. But when I say flashes, I mean, it'll be like a drive. Last week, he put it together for a good portion of that game. But, man, this is just ridiculous. Justin, will the teacher give the Patriots detention? Well, the Patriots have one vote. If they win this poll, then they will they likely will get detention. So, unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable. This is halftime. I am going to take my first pee break of the night. So, I'm going to leave you guys with a little something while I go do that. So these live streams can be long, and from time to time I may have to step away momentarily, but instead of leaving you with a blank screen, I've decided to create little filler videos to keep you, the people, entertained while I'm gone. And in the spirit of Halloween, I thought, what better thing would there be to talk about than some of my favorite horror stories? So today I want to discuss one of my favorite horror movies of all time, and that is John Carpenter's The Thing. I love this movie so much, I even ordered an Outpost 31 hoodie from Fright Rags. They're not sponsoring this live stream. I just love what they do. Now, there were some who believe Carpenter was inspired by H.P. Lovecraft's short story At the Mountains of Madness when he decided to make The Thing, but apparently that's not true. Or sort of not true. At the Mountains of Madness, much like The Thing, is about a group of scientists who discover an alien-like being who wreaks havoc on their encampment while they're on an Arctic expedition. Now, there's another story that shares this same theme. It's a novella written by John W. Campbell titled Who Goes There? And this was the inspiration for the 1951 horror movie The Thing from Another World. Now, Carpenter was a big fan of Campbell's story, but when he saw The Thing from Another World in the theater, he walked out disappointed, and that's because the film deviated so greatly from the novella. So when Carpenter had the opportunity to remake The Thing from Another World, he was committed to staying true to the source material. Who Goes There? Why people don't stay true to the source material more often is just beyond me, but anyway. Now, John W. Campbell published Who Goes There in 1938. That's just 2 years after Lovecraft published At the Mountains of Madness. So while it is entirely possible that Carpenter was not inspired by Lovecraft's work, it is possible that John W. Campbell did read At the Mountains of Madness, and that inspired him to write Who Goes There. So maybe in a way, Carpenter was indirectly inspired by Lovecraft's work after all. Now, you can read PDFs of At the Mountains of Madness and Who Goes There free online, and I will link where you can find them below. I hope you enjoyed this little horror detour we took while I'm off doing whatever it is I'm doing. I really hope it's nothing nefarious. And if you'd like to see more of these, let me know in the chat when we continue the live stream or in the comment section below. Now let's get back to football. All right, I'm back. Oh, God. I feel like I'm about to hear Billy Mays here. You know what, Takedo? I'm not in the mood for you right now and your nonsense. Billy Mays. Billy Mays was pretty good, though. But he is deceased, unfortunately. So I don't think I can get him to do that. You see, this is why Loco is my boy. Thank you so much, Loco. I appreciate that. Oh, God. You see, I did that because I don't want you guys to be bored when I step away for a moment. And yes, I know it's only halftime, but you see the size of this mug? I'm almost done with it. And I drink a ton of water throughout the day, man. I start off my day with a nice 32-ounce glass of water with lemon and some chlorophyll in it and a little pinch of sea salt. She's still going. She is still going. Rich definitely killed a man during his break. No. That would not happen. Nice story. Thank you, Cecil Rivera. I appreciate that. Look, I kind of have a feeling that San Fran goes off tonight, send a statement type of game. I think so. I think that's what's going to happen. I don't think I don't have faith in the Cowboys to go off. So there's that. But we'll see. I don't have faith in the Cowboys to beat a good team, to beat a team of this level. Right now, I don't have faith in the Jets to beat a bad team either. So any Cowboys fans that want to say I'm a hater, I go at my team just as hard as I go at any other team, just so you know. The Jets look absolutely atrocious. It shouldn't really surprise me because this is what they do. And you know what? I don't think Robert Saleh is a very good coach. And I had my suspicions. I just don't think he's a good coach. And his job will be saved because there's one thing that I think Colin Cowherd mentioned. And this is pretty interesting. And I actually don't even care if this happens. But that Aaron Rodgers will convince Woody Johnson, if the Jets only win like 3-4 games or whatever, convince Woody Johnson that Nathaniel Hackett should be the new Jets head coach, and then they send Robert Saleh his walking papers. I don't think it even matters at that point because if Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback, the team is going to do well because Aaron's essentially going to be the head coach. He's going to be the one calling the plays. Without him, they are a nightmare. They're a nightmare. Is he at the game right now? I don't know. I haven't even seen him. I don't know if he can fly. Well, he did fly from California back to New Jersey, but yeah, Jordan, you're shocked to see the Broncos with the lead. I'm shocked. You know what? I'm actually not shocked. Because it is just typical of the New York Jets. Absolutely typical of the New York Jets for that to happen. Nicole Monique, you drink chlorophyll also. Yeah, it really doesn't have a bad flavor. So it is just kind of there. When you put lemon in it, it actually comes out pretty good. Denver's ball after the half, right? Yeah, look, they got the ball after the half because the Jets got the ball and they went 3 and out, and then the Denver Mims fumbled that kickoff, that punt. Sorry, fumbled the punt. Dan Quinn was just fine as head coach. It was Sark that started our curse. Yeah, I think Dan Quinn was a good head coach. Good defensive mind, man. Great defensive mind. Oh boy. It's kind of your Cowboy hater. I don't hate any team. I hate fan bases. I wouldn't say I even hate fan bases. I say fan bases annoy me. The Broncos have like nobody at this game. Do you see the stand? It's like they couldn't give away tickets for this game. Watching the game at home, by the way, is a much better experience than being at the stadium. I think it's cool to go to the stadium. But I have a buddy that he has got season tickets for the Dolphins, goes to the game every week, and I don't know, man. I kind of enjoy the at home experience, being able to see everything 2 feet away from me and not being surrounded by thousands of people, and then having to deal with that, traffic and whatnot. We let the Dolphins put up 70 points. I'm convinced the Broncos are a high school football team. Yeah, they're a high school football team that the Jets cannot beat. The Jets will not. I highly doubt that unless something happened at halftime, unless they make some major, I don't know, they shift in some drastic way, I don't see how this changes. Really don't see how this changes. But Russell Wilson will take the first snap of the third quarter. And he gives it to, is that Pirine or is that McLaughlin? That's McLaughlin. He gains about 3 on that. Everyone, Brett's saying everyone spam Tom's chat. I do not condone that. Oh boy, unbelievable. Which is crazy because Denver had a crazy sellout streak. Yeah, now nobody cares to even see them. I like this, Rhett. If Tom's got Grassy's posse, are we rich as bitches? If that's what you want to be called, I mean, then okay. I don't know that everyone would be on board with that. Look at Dallas Goedert going off. 7 receptions for 111 yards and a touchdown. Jordan, yeah, don't get yourself in trouble, man. And check in with us tonight if you want for the Dallas game, because I will be here. After this game, I'm going to take a dinner break, get some food, and I will be back for the Cowboys game tonight. I got to give my throat a little rest too, because it's starting to hurt, and maybe my parrot will pipe down in a second or so. Let's see. Can't believe Arizona's losing to Cincinnati. I thought Arizona would be on top of that game. Russell Wilson back to pass. He gets a little pressure, but of course he escapes it because the Jets are terrible, and he gains about a yard. This is going to be my play-by-play from now on. I'm going to talk about how terrible the Jets are, and that's it. Look at this. There's replay. I mean, John Franklin Myers looked like he was just going to run to the tunnel. Like he was just running. Oh, and John Connor's hurt. Questionable return. All right, well, they forced the Broncos punt. Look at that. Yeah, Cliff said he's absolutely not on board. That does not surprise me. I don't think anybody would be on board for that. I'm late with celebrating the Dolphins win. He had the Red Queen jinx. Has the Red Queen jinxed Kansas City? I hope so. Has Gary Vee finally wrestled control of the Jets and turned things around? I want Gary Vee to own this team so bad, and I will pitch to be the GM in that situation. And he'll be like a Jerry Jones type of owner, I think, where he will be calling the shots and everybody else beneath him will be yes men. But at least I have faith that he would make the right decisions. So, yeah, that's the Broncos D we all know. I'm a little behind, so I'm expecting a big play right here because of what Loco said. And the ball goes to Breece Hall. He goes up the gut. Look at this. He takes off. Oh, Breece Hall is gone. Breece Hall at the 30, the 20, the 10, touchdown. That's the way you do it. Thank you, Breece Hall. Thank you for being a member of this team because you're the only one that is goddamn competent right now. The only one that is goddamn competent right now. And that is not a knock at Garrett Wilson. But, I mean, it's tough for him to be competent if the guys around him are not competent. You just got the X removed from the Jets' face, Breece Hall. You single-handedly saved the Jets from the X out. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to assume they're going to make the extra point, right? You would think they would. Should go for 2, but they don't have any faith in Zach Wilson, so you can't blame them. Why not go for 2 there, though? Legit. I think you should go for 2 there. Stupid. If they lose this game by 1 point, that's going to really piss me off. But they might win now. Look at this. And they're playing the Beastie Boys. Oh, life is good right now. Life is good for a second. We're back, everybody. We are back. All right, so let's go to the overlay. I have faith that the Denver Broncos might be better at screwing games up than the Jets are. That's the only thing that's keeping me sane right now. She's going off. She's going off. Man, she's pissed off. And I don't know how to stop that. Hold on. I think I'm going to have to go close my door because God knows when she's. Oh, man, the brand isn't up. Hold on. Where's the banner? There we go. There we go. Brought to you by the good people at Silver Shamrock Novelties. You have the Pro Football live stream watching New York Jets kick the absolute duty, we'll say duty, out of the Denver Broncos. Out of the Denver Broncos. Scatter says, I'm convinced the NFL made the Fighting Swifties make it a watchable game last week. Maybe. Maybe they did, but I am going to say I don't think that's the case. Who knows, man? Who knows? You know, the NFL, would it shock me if some of this stuff was fixed? No. I don't think it is, but you never know, man. SG, Brees Hall, yes. Absolutely. Red, I did not see what the Hurricanes did last night. Francisco Corrente, I hope I said your name right. Best regards from the other side of the world. Let me know where you are. Thank you so much. Also, next time, just show the pumpkin. What do you mean? I don't know what you mean. Oh, here we go. Brees Hall. Let's see this replay. Look at this. That was some nice blocking. Absolutely phenomenal. 72 yards. That is the power of Brees Hall. He can go 70, 80 yards at the drop of a hat. We need to see more. We need to see more from this offense, though. Francisco's from Portugal. Love your work. Thank you so much, Francisco. I really appreciate it. What is your? I'm going to keep asking you questions, so I'm sorry to keep you make typing. What is your favorite team? What is your favorite NFL team? I'd be interested to know that. I know basically everybody else is in the chat, I think. We got Raiders fans. Cliff, I don't think I know what team you like. If you're still here, let me know. Got a Dolphins fan. Oh, the Silver Shamrock Pumpkin. Yes. Holding offense. The Denver Broncos are starting to fall apart, ladies and gentlemen, and this is phenomenal. This is because Loco was being so saucy, we'll say, in the comment section. He hasn't posted a comment in a while. I guess he's licking his wounds. Scotto says, I told you the Jets would come back. You did. You did. Let's see. Let's see. They have come back, so technically you're right, but let's see if they can hold this. So P. Ryan goes up the middle for a few yards. I have to be hard on the Jets. Once I said I am going to start being rude to them in my play-by-play, Brees Hall busted off an enormous run. There's some nice blockings on that. Cliff Patriots, I think you told me that, so I apologize. So we got two. There was another Patriots fan in here earlier, Justin. Not sure if he's still watching or not. Oh, all right, CJ, don't. All right, it was almost one of those crazy horse collar tackles by CJ Mosley. Thank God they did not call it, because called it on the Chiefs last week. I wouldn't be surprised if they called it on the Jets this week. Loco is back. Loco's still hanging out. Look at him. Look at him there, all disappointed in his orange crush team. Got guys slipping on the field. This is what the Jets have to do. The Jets have to show this team that first half was not what they should be counting on the rest of the way. And Russell Wilson gets away, throws the ball downfield, and that's broken up by Sauce Gardner. You're lucky that ball did not get picked off. Orange slush. Francisco is a fan of the Jaguars. I'm more of a fan of players than teams. That's pretty cool. I think there are people that you see that more and more these days because of fantasy football, I believe. But the Jaguars, man, you guys stole the quarterback I wanted a couple years ago in Trevor Lawrence, and they played a really good game today. And there goes Gibson on the return. He gets hit. Oh, he let the ball come out. I think the Jets recovered. Looks like the Jets recovered. Even even have a Bronco saying the Jets say it was the Jets' ball. So Cecil Rivera is a Lions/Texans fan here, and the Bills need detention for their play today. Wow, Lions/Texans. So I'd be curious to know how that happened. Lions/Texans. I'm pretty big on the Texans this year. I think I wasn't before, but after seeing them play, they're pretty exciting. And I really like what I'm seeing from CJ Stroud. You said that. And Red is the only Falcons fan, probably anywhere, honestly. Falcons fans are funny because they're one of the few fan bases that don't get mad if you say, I think the Falcons are going to win 6 games. They don't they don't come at you. They'll just say, all right, we'll see. But there are some fan bases that, well, the Cowboys fans forget about it. If you say anything less than the Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl, they come at you hard. Packers fans are pretty bad with that too. Look at Tim Tebow in the commercial. Followed the Texans since Andre Johnson. Now I live in Michigan. Okay. Yeah, well, I grew up in Jersey. I'm a Jets fan. I moved down here to Florida, and we got another Travis Kelce commercial. And I've actually had Dolphins fans say, "Oh, you should be a Dolphins fan now." That's never going to happen. Also, will not be a Jaguars fan or a Tampa fan. So, Francisco, do I think the Jets will go quarterback in next year's draft? The class is very good. Yeah, the class is very good. We were talking about that briefly a little while ago. I think the Jets, if they have an opportunity to draft a quarterback, I feel like they're going to trade out of the pick because they're stubborn. I feel like they don't think they have a problem at quarterback. So, I would love for them to take a quarterback. I just don't think it would happen. I think they will take one at some point in the draft. I just don't believe it would be a first rounder. I think they would try to rack up some picks. Yeah, look, the Jets won't go QB. They'll go O-line. That's probably what would happen. Or maybe they'll just take another defensive lineman again and say, well, we're going to – they're showing this 98 championship game again. Yeah, you see the Jets were up 10-0 at halftime and did not score another point. Shanahan and Elway just dominated us in the second half of that game. Brees Hall up the middle. Oh, I thought he was still up. He gained about 5 on that play. 1998. Doesn't feel like it was that long ago, but it was. Man. They just called Brees Hall Bryce Hall on the broadcast. I like that Brees Hall's not on a pitch count anymore, though. Does concern me a little bit, I guess. But, he's the only thing that's making – he slipped and fell. It was against the Broncos where he got hurt, wasn't it? Broncos need to get an edge rush. Yeah, and this offensive line's been playing poorly today. Will the Packers draft a receiver in the first round? I highly doubt that. And the Packers won't have the Jets' first-round pick, so that's good. Nice pass. Is that Tyler Conklin? Beautiful. Zach Wilson throws a I'll pass over the middle to Tyler Conklin. Gets the first down. He picked up about 20 yards on that, I think. That was a good throw. It was right on the money. So, Rhett, you were born in 2001, so that would make you 22. You see how good I am at math? Brees Hall up the middle. I like Nathaniel Hackett's play calling this game. I got to say that. I have to say that. Mahomes has been spreading the ball around. He hit Rashee Rice. Kansas City's up 20-13. So the Vikings will tie this game, and then Kansas City will get a BS call late in the game and will end up winning that. Arizona making it a game against Cincinnati. Pretty cool. Zach Wilson's been pretty inconsistent today. Inconsistent is a good word to describe him. I followed the Texans since Carr. He used to own a Carr jersey, even being a Raiders fan. And then you got his brother. Look at that. Oh my God, Takayo, it says first quarter still. You see, you guys have to keep me. I always forget to change that. This is the third quarter, right? Do you think Zach Wilson can be a QB of the future? No, I do not. Can he learn from Rodgers like Love did? I don't believe so. And I don't know how much Jordan Love learned from Rodgers. Like, I don't know that Jordan Love, I don't know that I would consider Jordan Love he can play in the league, but I don't know that I really believe in Jordan Love. The thing is, a quarterback can only teach him so much. I mean, he can't be in his head when he's out on the field, so he can learn some things from Rodgers, but quarterback of the future. No, I think he's way too inconsistent, and I don't know that I'm seeing anything that's making me change my mind. If he would have come out and just picked up from where he left off against Kansas City last week, that was the thing I wanted to see. That's what I wanted to see, is if he can do that, and he's not doing that. Now, he hasn't looked as bad as he has in the past, but I don't want to get to the point where I'm like, oh, so he's not bad, so that's good enough. I would rather him be good and not, just not bad. So to answer your question, I don't think he can be the quarterback of the future. Second and goal, Brees Hall up the middle for about a 3-yard gain. We're going to have a 3rd and 5. Well, 3rd and goal from the 5 is what we're going to have. Okay. SG Cooper Kupp has no targets in the second half. Matthew Stafford Crawford strikes again. A lot of hate for Matthew Stafford in this chat week after week. All right, Zach. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. He takes a sack and he loses the ball. That's the Jets. Zach Wilson is atrocious. Jackson, 20 years before the 98 guy. So we're pretty close to each other. So is Cliff. And Zerline puts the Jets up 18-13. We got a 5-point game. Well, at least the Jets are leading. Do I trust this lead? Of course not. I think at any moment, like, the defense is capable of just shutting down a good offense. So can they shut down Kansas City? It's absolutely possible. Can they shut down Denver? Sorry, it's absolutely possible. But we'll see. Not comfortable with this lead right now. At all am I comfortable with this lead. Not at all. So I got to update the banner once again. And here we go, 18-13, New York Jets over the Denver Broncos. And if I was a Broncos fan right now, I would be very upset because the Jets are not playing a good game. They're not playing a good game by any stretch of the imagination, especially the offense. Defense isn't playing well either. They happen to be getting a couple of stops here and there, but won't that be something, though? Sean Payton talking about everything he talked about, and then you have Nathaniel Hackett come in and beat you in your own building with Zach Wilson at quarterback. So, yeah. Loco actually knows how old I am. I will say this incarnation of me is fairly that old, but I am many centuries older. I've been around for a long time. The inside part. Jackson, he does seem to have learned. I'm assuming you're talking about Zach Wilson here. He seems to have learned humility, maybe personal responsibility that could help him improve since he does have the tools to be good. If he would just learn, he has to improve. The thing is, Zach is he's a hard worker. I don't know that that's the problem. And he has, you would think he's learned humility. Because he takes responsibility for what is, he took responsibility for the loss last week. He's not doing what he did. That whole, I don't think I let the defense down comment from last year. I think that was just I think maybe he didn't understand the question fully. Yeah, he could have taken it as, do you think your defense thinks you let them down? I don't think in his right mind he actually felt like he didn't let the team down. It's just, young kid. The New York media is tough. He's getting bombarded with questions, and he just said something stupid. So, Sean Payton with the Giants. That's crazy. That was before he looked like Jason Voorhees. But yeah, I think Zach Wilson. I think he gets in his own head, and look, sometimes guys just don't get it. They never get it, and they have the ability to. I mean, we've seen, how many quarterbacks have we seen come into this league with the natural ability to be studs? And you could say Ryan Leaf was that. Jamarcus Russell. I mean, Jamarcus Russell is a guy who they gave a blank CD to, blank DVD, and said, "Hey, check this out. Let us know what you think," just to see where his head was. And he was like, "Oh yeah, that looked great." Didn't even watch it. Well, there's nothing to watch, but that's how they knew. There's nothing on that DVD. So that's not what Zach Wilson is. So if he can put it together, man, he's got the natural talent to make something happen. But Russell Wilson's getting pursued. He throws that out of bounds. I'm excited about Adam Copeland in the AEW. I haven't watched AEW, but that is pretty exciting. I'm hearing like rumors that CM Punk might go back to WWE, that they might bring him back. I haven't watched wrestling in so long, though. I watch it from time to time, but there's really nobody that I connect with. And I have to, it took Zach. Oh, beautiful. Russell Wilson is sacked by like 4 Jets. 4th down. Going to force a punt. Cliff H. Rich has the picture of Pennington that ages for him in the attic. All right, let's go. Jets ball. Let's do something other than oh my God! And Gibson fumbles the. Oh my God! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? All of a sudden, Gibson is looking like garbage tonight. Fumbled the last time. So you serious, man? Rich is secretly Galactus. I could be. Or I could be Galactus's herald. Oh my God. Right, you would want to be the Human Torch? I've never been a Human Torch fan. But I am excited about the Fantastic Four movie coming out. Cecil, his decision-making process is flawed. Yes, it is extremely flawed. And he locks on one receiver at times. He does it a lot. So, that's something in there. McLaughlin gets back to about the line of scrimmage. All right. I don't know what this is in. Oh, reference to the Human Torch. Does that mean you have to be naked? No, I'm going to be, I'm an advocate for you never being naked. Oh, Jesus. Francisco, Tim Tebow was a monster, and when he arrived in the league, he was awful. Yes, he was. And Sauce Gardner's limping off the field. That's great. Oh, my God. So DJ Reed is out. Sauce Gardner's out now. Hopefully he doesn't look the look on his face is not the look of someone who thinks they're going to come back into the game. Has AVT come back, by the way? I don't think so. Oh. Practice squad corners. Oh, fumble. Let's go. Thank God we're playing Denver. Thank God. Quentin Jefferson picks up the fumble. Let's do something on offense now. Xavier Gibson. Oh, man. Rep Punk burned that bridge years ago. Yeah, I mean, you would think so, but it looks like in wrestling, you never truly burn bridges. It's all about making money and what's good for business. If they think that's what's good for business, I guarantee they will bring him back. Sauce got hurt. Look, I don't know what happened exactly. Oh, my Lord. Joshua Lilly, detention for Washington, the Broncos, and the Cards, and take the Eagles to overtime, but then they get rolled by a Bears team that should be regulated, but to the USFL in favor of the Showboats. You see, I don't know that we could say the Bears should be regulated to the USFL because I don't know that they are actually that bad. Justin Fields has a perfect completion percentage. I'm sorry, a perfect QB rating when targeting DJ Moore. They look like a team that's starting to figure it out. That's what I'll say about the Bears. They look like a team that's starting to figure it out, and I don't think they're as bad as people think they are. Again, Justin Fields' first two games last season did not look good. Same with this season. Now he's starting to look good. Maybe he gets on a roll. Justin Fields in college, I don't know if people remember this, but he was an excellent deep ball thrower. So I don't think he is a bad quarterback. I think he is a fine quarterback. And if they move off of him in the offseason, I think he'll go somewhere, maybe Atlanta, where he'll thrive. He's had a bad – I think he's doing well for a guy who has come into the league without any real offensive mind to help him out. I'll say that. But we can also say CJ Stroud doesn't have an offensive, like a real offensive mind to help him out. In terms of, the main coaching staff. But yeah, I don't think Justin Fields is that bad. So SG Broncos country, let's die. Marvin Mims, man, what is up with him today? This is a bad game for him. Marvin Mims and Xavier Gipson are both just trying to hand the game to the other team today. Zach Wilson back to pass. He launches the ball to Breece Hall, and that is about a gain of 4. I think it's a gain of 3. Rhett's going off. I'm effing tired of explaining to people to just stop making predictions of CM Punk returning every effing year. And it's like the thing they jack themselves off with so much. I'm not making a prediction of CM Punk coming back. I'm saying I'm seeing things about CM Punk coming back. But I do think if WWE thinks it's good for business, if they think it's going to get them ratings, they will absolutely bring him back. Breece Hall up the middle, gets a first down. That's about a gain of 10. Loco's pissed with Mims right now, and I'm pissed with Xavier Gipson. I am, and you have every right to be pissed off at Mims, but look, I think Mims is going to be a hell of a receiver. So let's see. But Loco, if Denver has an opportunity to grab a CJ Stroud, not a CJ Stroud, sorry, Caleb Williams or Dalvin Cook getting some positive yardage. He goes for about 8 or 9. If Denver has an opportunity to grab one of these young quarterbacks, are you on board with that? If they have a high draft pick, would you be on board with them grabbing one of those high quarterbacks? Scotto says the Bears might have a better record than Cincinnati. They might end up with a better record than Cincinnati. What's Cincinnati doing right now? Becton's hurt now. Oh, boy. This is like... This guy is just... And I don't want to get mad at somebody's injuries, but this dude's hurt all the time. Oh, boy. Red says, I've still got my red and black striped socks on. Don't curse me with that juju. And I look forward to what Benchwarmer Brand puts out after this. Yeah, that should be fun. That should be fun. Let me see what's going on Twitter right now. I might have to take another pee break in a second, guys. I mean, this is kind of crazy. Because that T-Mug was... Oh, I see Fish sent me a message on Twitter with the F word. AVT is out for the game. Becton leaves twice, and Sauce Gardner's in the medical tent. Yeah, this is a cursed field for the New York Jets, as Matt O'Leary just said on Twitter. It's a cursed field. Players get hurt when they come on this field, when they play on this field. This is like a hellmouth for the Jets. Unbelievable. At least we have a lead, 5-point lead. Still don't feel confident about that. I would love to just see for Zach Wilson to put together a nice drive here, get the Jets in the end zone. They need to start scoring points off of, they need to get in the end zone is basically what I'm saying. Oh my God, Jamar Chase has 46 fantasy points for me this week. That's awesome. Billy Turner in at left tackle. That is not good. So let's see what happened with Becton. He just fell, banged his knee on the ground. Man. Red, am I ever collaborating with Brian again? I'm sure we will at some point. He asked me to be on his podcast a while back, but I couldn't. I had something to do, but I'm sure we're going to do something else again at some point. I love doing collabs. So, you know, I want to collab with him. I would love to collab with Grassi or Perna whenever they discover who I am. That'd be awesome. So Zach Wilson under center. We're going to do some play-by-play again. Zach Wilson takes the snap, and he gives it to Breece Hall. Breece Hall cuts it to the outside, shakes a tackler, gains about 5 or 6 on that before he gets knocked out of bounds. Breece Hall is just good. I mean, that is what they need him to stay healthy. Because without him, they just have no offense. So we're taking it down. We're heading into the fourth quarter. Red, in fact, I can recall, Rich, I ran into your channel through the AA Rod skits. Yeah, I used to do a lot of those. I've stuck with NFL high school. I've turned that into a series because it seems what you guys like the most. Seems to be what you guys like the most. And I have a lot of fun with it. I like to make these longer skits, almost like it's a sitcom or something. I like doing the 5 to 7 minute skits as opposed to just doing like a minute. I feel like I can't really get a lot out in a minute. I like to story tell, develop a story, and I like to revisit things from the past. And it's cool because you guys remember a lot of that stuff. So that's how, to me, it's, building a community. A community is more important than anything, than just putting out, minute skits, which there's nothing wrong with. But for me, I feel like for me it oversaturates things. Jets realized Denver can't stop the run. Yes, they did. I thought of you as just an older bench warmer, Brand. I started doing this before I discovered who he was. The first person that I saw do this was actually Annie Agar, and then Wyatt of Wyatt's World. I don't know his last name. I don't know that he's ever revealed his last name. And I was finding my way with content creation, and I did a skit that gave me a lot of views, a lot of followers, and I just started rolling with it and just moving forward with that, and then figuring out how I can get better. I'm always looking to improve. I'm always looking to do better, and I don't like when I get compared to people, because not that I blame anybody for doing that, because that's just a natural thing to do. But I don't like being compared to people, because I don't compare myself to anybody. We all have our own different style. I can't, even if I wanted to copy someone, I couldn't. I can't copy someone else's sense of humor. I can't copy their creativity, and nobody can copy mine. They could try to, it's just not going to work. Mekhi Becton's back in the game. Awesome. Breece Hall gets the first down and a little more. Beautiful job. Cecil Rivera, the NFL high school skits are great. I enjoy all of them. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, I have a lot of fun doing those. I also enjoy being the teams more than I enjoy being individual players. I like mixing the individual players in there. Travis Kelce's back in the game. Awesome. 4-yard touchdown. I enjoy that more so than being the players, but again, if I could, when I'm doing this full time, when I do this full time, there are going to be a lot more skits. I think I'm going to bring back the quarterback bar. I might turn it into the quarterback cafe as opposed to the quarterback bar. I don't know. We'll find something, but um, I like doing other skits. The NFL high school is going to be the main one going forward. I'm going to stay pretty consistent with that, but I would like to mix in other ones. And maybe one week be quarterback bar, next week writers room. Um, I do like the NFL call center too. It depends on the ideas that I have too. The problem that I have with NFL call center is that becomes. I feel like that needs to be a little more interactive with people. I would like to have you guys give me your gripes about your fantasy players, and then I relay them, and then kind of work skits around that. That's kind of what I want to do. And I tried to do that initially, but that was almost picked off. Beautiful, Zach. Um, but it wasn't catching steam. So so for now, I'm sticking with the NFL high school. I'm liking doing the previews to what's coming up. I'm enjoying that. I feel like that's not something somebody else does. I'm always trying to look for originality. What can I do that's different? What can I do that's fresh? So there's a lot of thought that goes into this. I don't want to just regurgitate the same stuff out, to have you guys get bored. I've seen a lot of creators that I've liked that found something that works, and then they just keep pushing that out, and they don't really change it much. They don't really improve it much. They just say, okay, I found this that works. And I don't want to say that's lazy, but for me, it would feel lazy, you know? What's up, Michael Hudgens? Wesley Fulton, can you send the Titans to in-school suspension? Whoa, you're looking for them to get suspended, man. Well, I'm going to put down the Titans here as a detention candidate. So they will get one. I'm going to have to get them up on the board there in a second. Brad, I don't compare you much now. That was just my first impression. Yeah, no, I get that because we're both. I'm not mad. Don't kill me. I'm not mad about it. I'm just sharing my thoughts with you. No, I mean, it's natural to do. It's not anything I would get mad at anybody for. It's just natural to do. And I won't say I get mad at anybody. There are going to be trolls, obviously, but you know, people who come on and have just discovered me and see that what I'm doing, and then the first thing they think is, oh, this guy saw Benchwarmer Brand and thought, let me just do what he does. Wilson Conklin, nice pass. Yeah, I would have loved it for him to get the ball past the first down marker, but he just doesn't think he's going to do that. But anyway, so that stuff like I said, I started doing this before I discovered him, but I just, if somebody says that to me, I don't get mad. I just don't think they get it. I don't think they get what I do. I don't think they have actually watched, because if you watch, you see how different we are. We don't do the same stuff. We don't have the same style. We happen to be in the same genre. So same thing with Grassi and Perna. They do skits that are in the same genre, and they are not the same. I think the comparisons with me and Brand come up because we're both the white guys with beards. And it's easier when you find somebody who doesn't have the same following as these other people. It's easy to go at them and be like, "Oh, you're just trying to be them." But I've been told I copy that guy Coach too, the guy who, who Coach is. He has like his little pointer, and he sits there and yells at players and says all this funny stuff to them. He's phenomenal. But how do you think I copy that? Like, what I do is so different. So if you are watching my stuff and you pay attention, you see there are. I think I'm the only one that really hits these references like I do, in terms of what is it called, like the pop culture references and stuff like that. I like to work in all these other things. I don't know anybody else really does it, or they don't do it like I do. or as consistent as I do. And I like to keep an ongoing story. And that's what I'm doing with NFL high school. I like to revisit things that were said. I like to keep the story going as if it's one cohesive unit. And all these little skits that I have are they occur in the same universe. Kind of like the Marvel universe or the DC universe. Fish, I love the skits, Father. Yes, Fish, I know you do, man. You're always one of the first people to comment on them, and I appreciate that. I really do. If the Jets win, I'm going to have to go cry. Listen, Fish, to be fair, I think we kind of knew the Jets were going to win. I just thought it would be by a lot more. Will the QB cafe be vegan? In this world, everything is vegan. In my world, is everything. Everything is absolutely vegan. There are no animals are harmed at all in the universe that exists where my skits exist. They get to roam freely and have fun. Loco says I actually taught Rich everything he knows. That is true. Loco is my Mr. Miyagi. He's my Mexican Mr. Miyagi. Perry King, the only creator willing to talk about the Red Queen. And I could see how people get somebody commented on one of my skits saying, was it you, Peter? It might have been. Somebody said, I'm getting so sick of people talking about this Taylor Swift stuff, but you're actually you're actually pretty creative with it. That's what I try to do. I don't want to just shove it, just mention her and, make these or unoriginal Taylor Swift jokes. I want it to be something completely different and for it to make sense. But I'm telling you, man, a lot of thought goes into what I'm doing, and I'm always looking to get better because you guys give me your time, and I appreciate that, and I want to make sure it's worth your time. So I'll never get complacent. I'll never sit there and say, "Oh, cool," like take the following for granted. Well, absolutely never take the following for granted. Always look to grow. Always look to get better. And like I said, man, I really appreciate you guys. And Jets with a sack. Bryce Huff. Bryce Huff is awesome. This Denver offense just looks DOA now. I mean, they look like they have no juice at all. The only thing that would piss me off more than the Jets offense is the Denver offense, I think. Who would have thought that Russell Wilson, did he just like trip over his offensive lineman's foot? But enough talking about me. Wilson has plenty of time, man. This pass rush is doing nothing. Nobody can get open. Judy tackled by Quincy Williams. There we go. The Jets are up 21-13. Dude, that works 2487. What's up? Good to see you again, man. Hope things are well with you too. Rhett says you do have quite the number of references. Well, I grew up as a latchkey child. For those who don't know what that means, it means basically my parents were, the ball's loose. I was home by myself a lot as a kid. So what did I do? I watched a lot of TV, watched a lot of sitcoms, watched a lot of horror movies I probably wasn't supposed to be watching. I just fed off of television and video games, stuff like that. So yeah, I have a lot of pop culture references because that's just what I kept feeding myself as a kid. Bubba 1171. I have a dog that passed away that I used to call Bubba's. As a diehard Pats fan, you nailed Belichick down to a T, and I think you and Bran are funny equally, along with Eddie Agar. Yeah, I think everybody has. I think Bran's phenomenal. I think Annie's great. I think I think why it's funny. Oh my God, wait a minute. That's got to be a flag. Thank you. Drew Allen. I don't know if you guys know Drew Allen, but he puts out some cool stuff. Anybody who does this and keeps going, and like I said, we all have our own style. And why would you want there to be only one? That's what I don't get about some people. Why would you want there to be only one? If you enjoy let's say you enjoy what Grassi does, why would you be mad if somebody else does something in that same genre? Because you might like it. So now you have more content like that's in that genre that you can enjoy. If there is not a single line in any of my skits that you can say, unless it's just something trivial, right? But there's not a single line or a single storyline that is robbed from anybody. If you can find that, good luck. It's not robbed from anybody. My mind it's like a circus, man. I just think of these things and I do them. But why wouldn't you want? That's like saying, could you imagine if George Lucas, somebody said to George Lucas, well, Star Trek was made before you did Star Wars, so you shouldn't do any more Star Wars. You shouldn't do Star Wars. That would be dumb. I don't like Star Trek, but I like Star Wars. But imagine if I forgot the guy who created Star Trek. Who came before him? Isaac Asimov. There were guys like Damon Knight, who wrote some really cool science fiction stories. The Roy, what was his name? The guy from the Twilight Zone. I'm drawing a blank. But if you like this stuff, you should be thrilled that there are a bunch of us doing it. Absolutely thrilled. And you don't have to like all of us. Bubba, thank you so much for the super chat. Will Belichick ever get the device? If he does, will the series end? There is no device, Bubba. I thought we went over this. There is no device. If there's a device, I certainly don't know about it. And since I'm the creator of this universe, I would know about it. But I'm not aware of a device. I don't know where he got the device from. I remember San Francisco mentioned the device one day. He just asked about some sort of future telling device. Randomly asked about some generic future telling device. And the New England character went with it. And that is not Belichick per se. That is the New England character. That New England character will never die. So Belichick can retire if he wants, but that New England character will never die. The dude that works 24/8/7. I found you on the shorts. Never look back. I love the longer high school skits. Thank you, dude that works 24/8/7. Gene Roddenberry. Yes. Gene Roddenberry. Thank you, Cecil Rivera. Rhett, oh my God, Rhett remembers NFL SmackDown. I liked doing NFL SmackDown. Let me tell you, the problem that I had with NFL SmackDown was I would drive me crazy from when I started doing this in the beginning. And it drove me crazy with the quarterback bar was I hated being in my house and pretending I was somewhere. I wanted it to look real. So with NFL SmackDown, I wanted to look real. I was thinking about cutting promos as teams and doing that. I'm not sure how interesting that would be. But I wanted to look real. I wanted to have a certain feel to it. And when it doesn't, that kind of bugs me. So that's what's kept me from doing more NFL SmackDown. I might revisit that at some point. Another thing is, so with the NFL SmackDown, I would pump in the crowd noise. I had the announcers, and for some reason, TikTok would not push those out. I don't know if it was because of the crowd noise. I don't know if it was because I had the announcers in the background. There was so much going on. They wouldn't really push them out. And I would put a ton of work into those. So it was really frustrating that I would put a ton of work into them. I was proud of them, and it wouldn't and it wouldn't get pushed out. But I did enjoy them. I might have to revisit, especially around the Super Bowl. I might revisit that around the Super Bowl. But when I first started putting out reels, man, people were rude. When I first got on Facebook is the worst, by the way. And this is nothing against the people that are here that are from Facebook, but I'm saying Facebook is the place where people seem to have the least sense of humor. So on YouTube, and YouTube used to be pretty volatile when I started. I had a ton of people on there. All I would get, not all I would get, but I would get a lot of, oh, you suck and blah, blah, blah. You're trying to be this guy, you're trying to be that guy. I would get a lot of that on YouTube. That I don't get that anymore. Once in a blue moon, I'll get it, but I don't really get it anymore. But Facebook, I still get that. But God forbid you make fun of somebody's team on Facebook, they get mad, and it's just like, we're kidding around, man. This is supposed to be fun. Like, the NFL is fun. It's fun to watch. I get worked up over the Jets game, but it's not going to turn me into an angry person. I'm not going to walk. I mean, how much more would I need to happen for me to become an angry person because of the Jets? They've pretty much done everything they could. Zach Wilson with a nice pass to Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson gets up. Don't hit the guy's face mask, please. Beautiful. Beautiful. I wasn't the prettiest pass, but it was nice. Rhett says, me being a wrestling fan, I get most of your promos. Yeah, yeah. See, so yeah, Rod Serling. So quick story about Rod Serling. So growing up, I told you I watched a lot of television, and I loved when they would put on Twilight Zone marathons, and I would just sit there and watch them. And I wanted to be Rod Serling so bad. I thought the guy was cool. I thought the stuff he came up with was incredible, and I was a huge fan of the Twilight Zone growing up, and I wanted to do something like that. I was a huge fan of Amazing Stories. I don't know if you remember that. I think that was Steven Spielberg had his hand in that. But like Tales from the Dark Side, stuff like that, I really liked those shows. And I actually wrote a few short stories. One day I might actually put them. I'm building a website. It's slow going, but I'm doing it. But I might put some of the short stories I've written on out for you guys to check out. And I've given them. There was I can't remember her name. There was a science fiction writer who's the Dolphins are not the Dolphins. Minnesota's coming back. Very nice. There was a science fiction writer that I reached out to a while back. I can't remember her name, man. It's going to bother me. And she's won like a bunch of awards for her short stories. And I sent her one, asked her to critique it, and I was expecting her to just come at me hard and be like, "What are you doing? This is horrible." But she said, "Your writing is high level. Like, you could do this if you wanted to," and that made me happy. She really enjoyed the story, so I wrote a couple stories, and I haven't done anything with them. So I'm thinking about doing that. My wife actually wrote a novel, by the way. You can get it on Amazon. It's called The Expiration Date. It's called The Expiration Date by V.L. Arias. She has worked on a second part. She just hasn't written it fully, but she's come up with a few drafts, and I pretty much edit her stuff. But she's a phenomenal writer, and that story, that's a really cool story. So it's about a world. It's kind of like a dystopian sort of thing, but not really. So it's kind of like Desperate Housewives meets the dystopian world. I'm so bad at that. But anyway, it's called The Expiration Date. You can get it on Amazon. And it's about people, like the government discovered this technology that tells people like the exact date they're going to die. And you don't know how they did that. She's uncovering that in later books, but that's not revealed yet. But in the US, you would get these envelopes telling you, and you had to register that. Like you have to know. You can it's basically like on your ID card, on your license, you have your date of birth and your death date. And it's just people living in that world. And it's a pretty cool story. It hits home. It's an interesting story. The New York Jets kicked the field goal, and they are up 24-13. So I have to do this. I love hanging out here and talking to you guys, by the way, man. We talk about everything. It's not just football. There's more to life than just football, right? No, I'm just kidding. All right. But yeah, guys, just know that my content is going. I'm going to keep improving my content. I'm not going anywhere, and here to stay, man. This is way too much fun. It's like puts a smile on my face every day. And again, I don't do it full time. It's not something that I can do full time right now, but that's the goal. The goal is to do it full time. And again, I appreciate every single one of you, man. Like, you guys really hit my heart that you come here and hang out with me. Never thought something like this would happen. And seeing, like, all of you that come in consistently, you guys are really cool. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to get all emotional here. Rich 2023 Man of the Year. Well, thank you for the vote. I'm not very photogenic, though, so I don't know what that Time magazine cover would be. Would it be Times Man of the Year, or just general Man of the Year? Travis Kelce, 10 receptions, 67 yards, and a touchdown. Okay, so that Sam Laporta trade I made is looking pretty good. I'm still losing that game. Yeah, Rich, she's got beauty and brains, and that is exactly what drew me to her. Was she is so smart and so funny. It's unbelievable. Like, she is one of, there aren't many people that can just crack me up, just in real life situations. Like, I'll laugh, I'll chuckle or whatever, but she just, like, so she says some things that just make me laugh. And she is my best audience. She laughs at everything I do. Like, it's really funny. SG, people know the drill. The goat doesn't tell you why he's here until each and every one of you shows respect and shuts your mouth. SG actually quotes my old skits, man. I can't believe that. That is phenomenal, SG. Thank you so much. Local Monkey, football is life. Indeed it is. Personal foul on the Jets. Roughing the passer. We're up by 11, so whatever. Hi, we're talking about how smart and beautiful you are.
Oh,
she goes, oh, look at that.
Where's that coming from?
I was talking about the expiration date, your book.
Oh.
Yeah.
How nice.
How nice.
This bird is a nuisance.
What's that?
This bird is a nuisance.
I know. Everybody heard the bird before.
And she got on the couch.
She got on the couch, so Bird got on the couch. Really?
Yes.
On the other couch?
Yes.
What? Exactly. She walked all the way in there?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So this bird is traveling around the house now. Okay. Wow. Red, I love reading Grisham. I never got into Grisham. I like reading horror. I feel like I've read all the good horror, though. I might have to pick up some old paperbacks. There's a buddy of mine who is really into reading horror, and he started collecting or looking to collect old horror paperbacks from like the 70s and 80s when they really hit its stride. And I might have to do that. I'm waiting for him to read some of them, though, to see if he can give me some recommendations. But yeah. Rhett, what is the trick with the earphones? I can never get them to fit. These, let me tell you, these were like $14 earbuds on I got on Amazon. When I would spend up on earbuds, they would fall out. I found this pair, and they just fit in. They come with so this inner part, you can change these, and they have different sizes, and they just stay in. They stay in well. Dude, that works 24/7. I tried, but notifications are ass on YouTube. Yeah, I've heard that. But yeah, man, look, and again, I appreciate you guys that are like go on there right away and wait when I set up when I set up a thumbnail and let you know, like, hey, it's going to air at this time or whatever. But it's you watch it on. Oh, look at this, Adam Troutman. Yeah. The Jets think I'm not paying attention, so now they're just going to slack. Oh, Jesus. Are the Pats as bad as the Bears? I think the Pats might be worse than the Bears on offense anyway. It is tough to say a Belichick defense is bad. So I won't go that far. But yeah, the Pats are pretty bad, man. Pats are pretty bad. I am going to have to take another pee break here in a second, guys. And I have another video queued up for you, just so you know, so you're not going to be bored. Russell Wilson going for the 2-point conversion, gets taken down. Thank you, CJ Mosley. About time he did something. Oh, now a late flag. What is going on? What? Of course. Bryce Huff. Oh, God. Todd Terracone, what's going on, man? Oh, this is one of my old school friends from back in the day. He was one of the best. He was a manager when I worked as a waiter. One of the best people you would ever want to work with or hang out with. What is up, man? This is crazy. What's up, Todd? Of course. Yeah. Now we got a 3-point game. This is ass, is what it is. How's that? And he's from New Jersey. Oh, my God. Todd, I can't believe you're here, man. That is awesome. It's good to hear from you. And legit, when I say that, man, you were one of the nicest guys I've ever met. Seriously. Hands down. It's not even a contest. Oh, Jesus Christmas. All right, we got to update this effing score. What's going on? It didn't update? No, now it's driving me crazy. This is so... Just better not blow this game. That's all I got to say. I was cocky for a while, and that's what happens. That's what happens when I get a little too excited. And I'm just thinking, I can just hang out and talk in the chat and not have to worry about anything. But no, they're like, yes, you do. You have to worry about us. I can't even speak right. There we go. Oh, now they're talking about Russell Wilson's fourth quarter comebacks. Like, this is what we need. Like, we need to hear about Russell Wilson and his damn fourth quarter comebacks. The Jets do have 24 points. SG, wow. Sorry about that. So this is what happens when you are your own producer. I'm seeing 24 on the screen. I'm just not paying attention to what's on my screen. Zach Wilson with a nice pass. Was that Jeremy Ruckert? Yes. Short gain on the play, yard, but still, it's a completion. Oh, God. They need to go to commercial, man, because I need to take a pee break in the worst way. And I will not leave. I'll take the pain. Because that's what men do. All right. I'm going to update the score right now. There we go. Oh, I almost hit end stream. But imagine that. They put end stream right next to the comment button, and they were like both red highlights. Uno's reunion 2024. Yeah, Todd. So I worked at Pizzeria Uno in Secaucus, New Jersey, back in the day, and that's where Todd's from. I love the videos. I got a ton of people watching your video. Thank you, man. I had no idea. I know Rich Nichols came on one of my lives once too, a while back, and I was shocked by that. But thank you so much, man. I'm gonna keep doing them, and I swear, I swear. I really appreciate you doing that, dude, man. It's so good to hear from you. The rare rich swear. Did I swear? Did I? God damn it. This is what happens. What word did I say? Third and really manageable. Let's go 3rd and 4. Come on, Zach. You have to complete this pass. I will have faith in you if you do. If you don't, I'm going to put your face on the screen and put an X on it. I'll do it. Beautiful. You avoided the X. Tyler Conklin, still going. He's still up. He's still up. That is a man right there, ladies and gentlemen. That is an effing man. Right, you could do Pro Wrestling Demon. I mean, if you know the channel TPS, they split off into the main eventer. I thought about doing Pro Wrestling Demon. There are Pro whatever demons. I think Loco brought up Pro Lacrosse Demon last time. So, do the Broncos have 21? Mind this? Oh, God, help us all. All right, let me go fix that. SG, thank you so much. I feel like giving you a super chat, SG, because you're helping me out here. Yeah, 24-21. I hope no one's tuning in thinking they're going to get an accurate score from me, because I'm all caught up in my emotions to get things right. There we go. Let's go, Zaya. You got to give the ball to Breece Hall here. So, just so you know. All right. Be nice if the O-line could open up a hole once in a while. That would be nice. Loco said Broncos have 21 too. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm such an F up. My dad was right. All right, let's see. Oh my God. Jordan Rowe called it earlier, just like I said, a high school football team. Well, the Jets are like the guys who graduated high school that are no longer seniors, but they're not yet in college, or that they're not good enough to go to college, or they don't want to go to college. Not that you have to be good, and I didn't go to college, so. But yeah, they're like the guys like the year after college that just kind of hang out and still playing football together, and they challenge the high school team. So they're only like a leg up, maybe. I said ass and goddamn it. Those aren't curses though. Like, so I'm gonna call BS on that. Jason Rosenberg, what are my thoughts next Monday night? Chargers against the Cowboys. Is that a home game for the Chargers? The Chargers don't have any home games anyway, so forget that question. So we get a Kellen Moore revenge game, which is interesting. I think Kellen Moore is a much better play caller than Mike McCarthy. The Cowboys, I like the Cowboys defense, obviously. The Cowboys have a good defense, but I think the Chargers can move the ball. I think the Chargers will be able to move the ball. Do not have faith in the Chargers defense. So if I would look at that game and say there was one weak point, I would say the Cowboys have a discrepancy at quarterback that can be forced into errors. So there's that. But if I'm looking at the biggest discrepancy in the game, that's going to be the Chargers defense and Brandon Staley. So if I'm being honest with that, I would give the Cowboys the edge in that game. But I would like the Chargers to win, man. The Chargers they should be so much better than they are. They really frustrate. They frustrate me. Loco, there's an old Tap says there's an old lady in the stands. Of course, Zach made that pass. That is accurate. All right, Zach's in shotgun here. I got to hit this 2-minute warning, man. I have to pee like... Oh, my God. Are you serious? Intercepted? Loco's going to put PS2 on the screen. And there it is. It is before I even... Shut up. Shut up, Loco. Oh, God. The only thing I can hope now is that the Broncos offense shows who they are. The ball went, yeah, I mean, he's, oh, Jesus Christ, Zach Wilson. Ravens, 1,000% attention. So the Ravens have 3 votes now. Because, dude, that works. Just voted for the Ravens. Oh. Denver takes over at the 3-yard line. Oh, Jesus Christ. Russell Wilson throws it. Okay, this is going to... Todd says safety. Yeah, I wish. I guess not. Well, I mean, 2 weeks in a row they got safeties. I mean, that's pretty much gotten them going. SG, I believe I did give you a vote for Baltimore. I have 3 votes for Baltimore. Yeah, Rhett, Shadow Realm time. Loco, you are close from getting banned to the Shadow Realm again. Over the middle. Okay, we have a 2-minute warning. I'll be right back, guys. Watch this. So these live streams can be long, and I might have to walk away momentarily from time to time, but instead of leaving you with nothing to watch, I decided to create little filler videos while I'm gone to keep you entertained, because I care. And in the spirit of the Halloween season, I've decided I'm going to talk about some of my favorite horror stories of all time. One of which is a grossly underrated film, which in my opinion gets better with age and still holds up to this day. And surprise, surprise, it is a John Carpenter movie, and it is Halloween 3: Season of the Witch. This movie was released in 1982, a few years after the success of 1978's Halloween, which introduced us to Michael Myers, and 1981's less successful Halloween 2, which was intended to dispose of that character because, well, apparently John Carpenter wasn't inspired to continue with that story. At this point, he didn't think there was much more he could do with Michael Myers, so he decided he wanted to create a Halloween anthology series, different horror stories, every year or so that would be released around Halloween and have a Halloween theme. The only problem was at this point people expected to see Michael Myers in a Halloween movie, so this movie was dead on arrival. It had no chance. And that is despite a very solid storyline and a chillingly original concept. It is about a witch who creates a novelty company called Silver Shamrock and sells Halloween masks through this company, which are brilliantly marketed to the public and designed to kill anyone who happens to be wearing one at the time of their big giveaway, which is aired on Halloween night. And the villain of this movie, Connell Cochran, who is played by the late Don O'Hurley, also delivers one of the best bad guy monologues you will ever see in any film.
You don't really know much about Halloween.
I mean, come on. This is not a movie that you just want to put on in the background and let play. No, this is a movie that you want to devote your full attention to because it is worth your full attention. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little horror detour we took while I'm off doing whatever it is I'm doing. Maybe looking for the future telling device, who knows? If you'd like to see more of these, let me know in the chat when we continue the live stream or in the comment section below. Now let's get back to football. All right, well. Oh, we got this goddamn Burger King commercial on. There's nothing worse than watching your team fall apart and having this commercial come on. Yeah, Todd, damn the Jets if they let them tie this game up. Damn them is right. And you and I have been through so much pain with this team. I don't remember. Was I with you watching that AFC Championship game in '98? I was at Hobson's in Hoboken. And I don't remember if you were there or not, but I do remember we had a group of people with us. Bubba says the device. Yeah, the device made an appearance. Do you guys like those videos in between? I am thinking about, I made 2 of them, so tonight you'll see both of those tonight if I need to take a pee break, but I figure it's better than just looking at an empty screen. But if you do, let me know and I'll make more of them. I enjoy making them, and they're only 2 minutes. That's all I could really do because StreamYard won't let me add video clips longer than that. I did have an extended version of that last one, and I had to shut it down. Nice sack. Is that Quincy Williams? Yes. Dude, that works. I can listen to you tell a story and just relax. That's the whole point, man. Awesome. Yeah, see, so Halloween 3 was a good horror movie. Zonkos. Yeah, the Broncos said F blocking anyone. Oh, and there's a Jerry Jeudy appearance all of a sudden. Guy hasn't done anything for my fantasy team in ages, but all of a sudden he's going to come up with a big catch. That's nice. Todd, you were working with me, but not in Hoboken that night. Yeah, I remember. I don't remember who was with me. I do remember there was a Broncos fan there, and he was just ridiculous. And I don't remember if you were with me during the Monday Night Miracle when we were. I forgot the name of the place. I was in Secaucus that we would get the 10-cent wings from. But there was a Dolphins fan that used to work at Houlihan's that was there, and he was there until halftime and just giving all of us Jet fans that were there crap the entire time. And he left at halftime, so he did not get to see. What was really cool about that game, you had all these Jet fans leaving at halftime, leaving the stadium, which was a stone's throw away. And they were pulling over and then coming, and then because, Russell Wilson loses the ball. Go! I knew the Denver Broncos were going to F this up. And there better not be a flag. Bryce Hall, look at that. I take everything back that I said about Bryce Hall earlier. Let's update the score. 31-21. The New York Jets are going to the Super Bowl. No. All right, the defense stepped up. Defense stepped up today. Now, again, this is just a tire fire of an organization, the Denver Broncos, right now. So I don't know how much we can take away from this, but at least this isn't going to be a loss. I can say confidently this is not going to be a loss now. Phenomenal. And we're going to change this, and we're going to give the Jets the extra point anyway because I know they're going to get it. There we go. Look at that. 31-21. Where is Local Monkey Sports, by the way? Oh, just Local Monkey. At least the Jets stay aggressive. Vance Joseph wants to play prevent all game. Yeah. Yeah. SG, we are not giving you Bryce Hall now. No. He's proved his worth to me. Zach Wilson pretending he did shit. Logo, I am going to banish you. You know what it's like in the Shadow Realm. Yes, Todd, absolutely. Let's do this again, man. I'm going to be live for all the Jets games, so pop on, man. It's great seeing you. And if you ever get bored, I'm probably going to be doing this for like Sunday night games and stuff too. I'm doing it tonight, brother. Yes, the Jets are going to the Super Bowl. The Ravens have 3 votes. Yes, SG. I'm sorry. I will update that right now. Yeah, you guys are so nice to me. I would be like, a-hole, they have 3. How many times do I have to tell you? Am I screaming in your ears right now? I'm so excited. Look at Tyler Conklin standing there like a Viking warrior. 29 seconds left. What time is it? 7:25. Oh, man, I got to be back on in like a half hour, and I haven't had dinner yet. I'm going to change this. Todd, I'll check back with you. Awesome, man. Great to see you, brother. Great to see you. Hope to see you again, man. I got to update the Ravens. There we go. The Ravens have 3 now. Perry, see you for the late game. Awesome. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to stay with you until the clock officially runs out. Cecil, I'll see you tonight. Thank you for popping in. Oh, Troutman. Adam Troutman, you feel kind of bad for him because that was a futile reception. It's not going to help you. Look at Sean Payton standing there with his... Oh, Nathaniel Hackett. It's like, I just effed you in your own building. Oh, look at Sean Payton yelling at Russell Wilson. It looks similar to Brian Dable yelling at Daniel Jones. Look at Robert Saleh standing there like, just like a bronze god. I know I said he wasn't a good coach earlier, but I was mad. Sometimes I say things I don't mean when I'm mad. Cliff, thank you for coming in. I'll check with you. I'll see you tonight. I'm going to be back on at 8:10, I believe. There's a thumbnail up that tells you the time. Sean Payton's got to feel like a giant penis right now, just like a massive one. And Nathaniel Hackett looks like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Oh, this is awesome. Oh! Baltimore, that's the tension. Yeah, we're going to have that up again tonight. So they're acting like Hackett called a great game. Hey, listen, when you get called out the way Sean Payton called you out, and you come into this building without Aaron Rodgers and with Zach Wilson as your quarterback, and you win, there's reason for celebration. So don't be salty, Loco. Oh, that was a beautiful... Did they just run the clock out, Denver? I mean, what are you doing? What are you doing? Today's a good day, guys. It's a good day. I am pleased with what we got here today from this team. And I have to put that counter up on the late screen. There we go. So I'll have that tonight. And Russell Wilson back to pass. He throws the ball over the middle. It doesn't really matter. You got some IGP run running. It's down. Don't call it time. You don't have any more timeouts. Good. This is going to be the end of the game. Awesome. The New York Jets are now 2-3. Zach Wilson has 2 wins. Yeah, 2 wins. Rich going to eat like the Flash. Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. Join me tonight if you can. I will be back tonight, and I will be back for every Jet game. Love you guys. I will see you soon. And, oh, check this out. I can't forget that I have an outro